whites when he does his, washing.
About by making Cavill. Let's try again. Hello and welcome to another episode of With Enough Prep Time. I'm your host, the Nerd Man, and today I'm here with a bunch of DCEU haters to discuss and predict the box office of DCEU's future movie slate. I'm going to have to defend the honor of our master, Lord and King, Zack Snyder, as well as the rest of the DCEU, clearly in this cast, in this particular stream. But so guys, there's so many of you. I'm just going to allow you to go around and introduce yourselves. Go. To my right.
Would that be me? Does that be me? Or it's my left, right?
You're beneath me.
Should
we start we'll start with...
I'm pretty sure on screen I'm on your left.
I thought you were doing a Black Panther.
You know what? I'll tell you
on your left.
That was Sam, not Black Panther. That was
They're all
Sam
the same, dude.
that.
They're all the same, dude. Come on, dude. Come on. What are you saying here? Okay.
I'll tell you what. Let's start with Kid and Play down there. My boys from MSK and K.Man. I'm sure everyone knows you already, but go for it.
All right. I'm MasterSwagKing. People just call me MSK, mostly for short. I've been watching DC stuff, man, since I was a little boy. That's pretty much it. Yeah, the very first thing I watched was Batman the Animated Series, and well, look right now, Black Superman. Couldn't have thought of it, right? Warner Brothers, thank you.
Thank you so much.
True. Yeah.
All right. K.Man.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy SSJ Sanctum. This is my first time on this channel, and my first introduction to DC was the DC animated, starting with Superman the Animated Series, and then it just became a trickle effect from there. Shouts out DC. DC movies kind of are shit right now, but give it some time, and DC movies will become great once again. Give it time, guys. Give it time. And
we have our Lord and Savior Zack Snyder to save us, obviously.
Oh yeah, you are right.
Dude, I don't know, man. I know we're gonna get to Black Superman probably eventually on this, but it's like when you're in a relationship and you expect this girl to not cheat on you and sleep with all your friends and your family members, and she still does it, and she tells you she's not gonna do it. Like, we're the guy, and one of us is the girl. We're just taking it, and she's just getting fucked by everyone. So that's just, I don't know, man. It can't get any worse than it already is. Factor that in. It can't get any worse. When you're already at rock bottom, you can only go up from here at this point, honestly.
Yep. Getting fucked for money. That's definitely the worst. That's where we're at.
But I mean, Warner Brothers is well endowed, and occasionally it does feel good. So I mean, I'm sticking around. Everybody, I'm Philosophical Pickle on YouTube. There are millions of people on this planet, billions, and I'm one of them.
Nice. Okay.
I'm
Go for it, man.
Alex. I think everybody knows I only piss people off. Okay. So,
drama starter.
Yeah, I know. That's what I do. My favorite when I got introduced to DC was Batman and Robin. All right. That was my introduction. I was like 4 years old watching that film. All repeat.
And you're still wasting your life with it. Very interesting. Okay.
Then they gave him Green Lantern in 2011. He probably wanted to rope himself.
I had to remake the movie.
All right. And last but not least,
maybe you call.
I think it's you, man. I think it's you, Halogen. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm Halogen Helix on YouTube. Do pop culture podcasts and game streams occasionally when I have the time. And my introduction to DC was Saturday morning cartoons, Batman the animated series, which will live on forever. That show is the crowning jewel of DC, in my opinion. It perfectly mixed what was for kids and what could also be for adults together in one. It gave us Mark Hamill as the Joker and also spawned Harley Quinn, and she became canon from that show because she was incredibly popular.
You say that like that's a good thing.
Harley Quinn is amazing. Do not slander her name, or I will dip.
All right, guys. So basically, as you know, like this was from an episode that I did where I actually predicted with some other people the box office for the future MCU movies. So I wanted to start off just before we go into anything DCEU. To ask your predictions for the top 2 MCU movies that are that you think are gonna be the biggest box office, and what you think that box office might be, so we could get a baseline for your DCEU.
Are we talking just like 2021 or first, right?
For the slate that they've just announced, basically in that latest trailer.
Okay.
Anything fantastic?
So
this is easy.
So there's like 2 different contexts with that,
I
right?
agree.
So like 2021 is still recovering from COVID, so those numbers might be a little bit misskewed. 2022, I fully believe that we'll just be, fully back to doing whatever the fuck we were doing, before, God decided to screw us over with coronavirus. But, that's a topic for another day. So for 2022, since Black Panther's in that, I would assume Black Panther is their $1 billion movie. The first one got $1 billion. There's so much hype and expectations for coming in for Black Panther 2. And potentially the second highest one has to be Spider-Man. Dude, Spider-Man's just the moneymaker for them. Black Panther and Spider-Man are easily their top 2 characters. Though the one that's severely underrated that might get a lot of money is Multiverse of Madness. That's probably the most underrated one to get a lot of money. So that's pretty much my top 3.
For me, I think the multiverse will do it if they have different versions of Iron Man and Captain America.
True.
But I don't know if that's
Remember that rumor of Tom... What was that dude from Mission Impossible? Oh my god,
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise is Iron Man. Remember that rumor? Mm-hmm. If that'd be a good Iron Man. Let's be honest here. If Tom Cruise is Iron Man, I'd be cool with it. Mm-hmm. I'd take it.
That would be hot. That would be hot.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with MSK there. I think that Spider-Man, even though I don't like the Spider-Man films personally from Tom Holland, I think that's their big 4-quadrant moneymaker. Look at Far From Home, how much money that made, despite being an abysmally bad story. And I think Black Panther is another one because people want to see what happened after Chadwick, and it all depends on word of mouth also. So this is a thing, within the first week they'll hit their big hit, and then it's whatever the box office drop is after that will determine if the movie has legs. So we need to, they have to have good word of mouth these days, especially when people are going to risk, going to see a movie in the cinema in 2021, given that, stuff is still going around. I think Black Panther and Spider-Man are the big key thingos, but I do agree, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, if they do have big draw cards in that movie, then you're going to get that. I think WandaVision is a terrible prelude to that movie, which it's supposed to be. And I think that left a lot of bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, given that they tried to do a half-assed House of M story. I think it personally lowered my expectations for that film, that show. I actually was super excited for Doctor Strange because I loved the first Doctor Strange movie, and it lowered my excitement for that show, for that movie that WandaVision did. So, but yeah, my top 2 are going to be Spider-Man and Black Panther.
Any predictions for how much it would make?
I think Spider-Man could, given that we have the confirmation currently that basically they're going to have all 3 Spider-Man come back, so it's going to cross that generational gap, where I like Spider-Man 2 the best with Tobey Maguire, and then you got people that do like Amazing Spider-Man. not so much 2, but Amazing Spider-Man, the first one. And then you've also got Tom Holland. That is going to pull a lot of people into the cinema because people want to see how these people interact on screen. They want to see what the Spider-Verse is about, especially if they cast Madam Web and do all of these other stuff. Like, so you might even get Venom in the film. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff that can cross over, which is a lot of people will be drawn to. So it has that 4-quadrant. Firstly, it has that 4-quadrant thing because people feel safe that they can take their kids to a Spider-Man film. That's the first thing. The second thing is that they have multiple Spider-Man in the film from across generations. So that's a huge another draw card. The third thing is for the Marvel fans and for Spider-Man fans, they're introducing the Spider-Verse, which means there's a possibility of Miles Morales. There's a possibility of other potential characters from Spider-Man showing up. So that's a draw card for the Marvel fans. So it hits the normies, it hits the families, and it hits the Marvel fans, which I think it's going to be its top. I think it's going to be the top grosser out of this slate so far.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's just for 2021 so far. Because like for 2021, we still got to factor in it's still like post-COVID. So I think just for this year, Spider-Man will win it, and for 2022, it just depends,
I've got Spider-Man, given the COVID situation, at 1.1 billion. That's my prediction.
What year is Spider-Man coming out?
2020.
It's this year, and it's cinemas only, man. So it's
philosophical pickle.
Stream as well.
What's up?
So IMDb up. So okay, go on.
So hands down.
Go ahead, philosophical.
Hands down, number 1 is going to be Spider-Man, but it's all predicated on if they show the other Spider-Man in the trailer. If they don't show it to the normal audience who aren't in it like us, it's going to get about 1.1. If they show Maguire and Garfield and they have that money shot in the trailer, they let us know Molina's back, it's going to get about 1.8 billion, getting close to 2 billion. And then the word of mouth. Then number 2 is going to be Black Panther because, people are just ape shit about Black Panther. The first movie is good and it's still made over $1 billion. This one, because of the Chadwick Boseman thing, people are just going to want to be, especially if it has Namor or Doctor Doom in it, that's going to make bank. 1.3 or 4 billion. Then you guys are not thinking about the sleeper is Shang-Chi. That is going to be the Guardians of the Galaxy of the next few years, dude. That is going to make absolute bank overseas, dude. The first Asian.
Right. Well, I have to go now, Dwayne, because I'm due back on the planet Earth.
Dude, the fact that it,
Woody Allen gift.
It looks pretty good.
Oh my God, Woody Allen, really?
Dude, the fact that it looks pretty good and the fact that it's going to have that draw overseas and it looks like it's going to be fun, have dragons in it, crazy magic. It's going to have rewatchability, hit the 4 quadrants. I sound like a little baby. The 4 quadrants. Where's that rabbit at the 4? I'm looking for the 4 quadrants. I'm Adam Sandler. So the 4 quadrants. Those are my top 3, but I think that the Multiverse of Madness is right below it. It might make about $10 less.
So you're thinking like that's going to be the most kind of like Marvel's formula, the character no one expects to be good, but it's just going to blow you out of the water.
Yeah,
Shang-Chi is going to be the character that nobody knows in 4 years.
But then the other thing is, I don't think you're considering there is that actually when people when Hollywood has made like Asian movies in the past and like focused on the Asian perspective or whatever, they haven't really done well in China. Like China kind of sees it as tokenism and they just don't go to these movies. So I agree with you in a way that there is I think what will count for Shang-Chi is if it has the word of mouth in those Asian markets that this is a really good Kung Fu movie or whatever whatever they're looking for in an Asian movie, right? And or like an Asian led movie, that's where we're going to see a big boom in those markets. I do agree with you. The Chinese market, you can't underestimate because they need to
He's not lying.
They need to think about that.
He isn't. I mean,
it's all about which one of these movies have the best word of mouth, and I think that Shang-Chi and Spider-Man will have the best word of mouth.
But we're also sleeping on a
I do agree with that.
To be fair, apart from the GIF, I actually, I just wanted to do that. I just had to do that at some point. But
I know. You gotta do what you gotta do.
I actually do think Shang-Chi is going to make bank. I think it's going to be a surprise one. And I think it's going to be that Asian hit that actually works with the Asian market. this time. I think you're right that they've made a couple of missteps with Mulan and a couple of, I think there was another one I can't remember that they did a real misstep with, but I think this one is going to work for them. And I think even more it's just going to blow up in Europe and America anyway. So even if it doesn't do quite as expected in Asia,
like they've got the Asian American market. Plus, there are people that love, like me. I love kung fu movies. Like, I'm excited for Shang-Chi for that reason. Like, I want to go watch it to see like kung fu, like and martial arts. So there are people that love martial arts who aren't Asians. Like, so and like love those movies. Like I said earlier off screen, like I love Asian cinema. So I'm definitely going to go, and it's going to be a comparison there. I saw a lot of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon sort of themes in the trailer as well, which it's not a worrying thing to me. I think that's a really cool, interesting idea. What I was going to say though about what Phil said earlier is that Black Panther, well, like a caveat to what I said about Black Panther, it will depend heavily on word of mouth, because whoever they make Black Panther will also affect, I think, the box office. Because if they make Shuri the Black Panther, I'm not seeing it a second time in the cinema, because I don't like her as a character, and a lot of people are really concerned regarding her becoming the Black Panther because of the way that her character has been set up in the first Black Panther movie, and also in Infinity War, where she's sort of like a flibbity gibbet sort of teenage girl that, what are those, like, says all these Zoomer jokes and all the rest of it. Like, it's like I don't care for that, and I don't see her beating M'Baku or anything like. So these are issues with like the Black Panther film that people need to sort of see. Like, we got to see who gets that mantle.
Ooh. Is everyone?
We look like the nerdy Brady Bunch.
Hey guys,
here comes Warren.
I'll say this on the matter. But the highest earners of Phase 4 that I think will be the highest earners, and I'll be real honest, is going to be Multiverse of Madness and No Way Home. I mainly say it because of this. I'm no big fan of Tom Holland Spider-Man, but just off Toby and Andrew being in there and all these appearances and stuff, the cameos is going to get it to where it needs to be. But we have to realize No Way Home comes out in 2021, post-pandemic and stuff, so we don't really know how it's going to do. But I think it's going to be highest earner based off what it's going to bring, based on scale. Same for the Multiverse of Madness. If Multiverse of Madness is going to be on a bit as big as No Way Home as far as appearances, cameos of many characters from the past, future, and all this stuff, they're going to be our highest earners based off scale, visuals, and all this. All that stuff. Now, Eternals and stuff, I don't know about Eternals. It could become the next Guardians of the Galaxy. It could be a sleeper hit, but I don't know about Eternals. I don't know about Eternals. It was nothing. I like that they showed footage, but nothing in that Eternals footage impressed me. Besides that final clip of like the people lining up and one person running super fast, and I was like, "Is that it?"
That looked dope, though.
It's all about what they show in the trailer.
Let's be honest about the Eternals. It doesn't have any A-list actors. There's no A-list actors in this movie.
What are you talking about? It's got Angelina Jolie. It's got the
for 1 second in the clip.
Hayek. It's got like
she's a bit dude. She is B and C. She's in Kevin. Dude, I love Kevin Smith, but she's in Kevin Smith movies, man. Like this is a person who isn't in like the top tier.
We're gonna release a full Eternals trailer in about 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month, and it's gonna blow people away.
This isn't Robert Downey Jr. This isn't Chris Evans. This is like there's no one driving this film forward as like exciting. Like that poster is terrible Photoshop. The trailer was like, no one cared. No normies know about these characters, right? They're deep Marvel lore. Like now, Guardians of the Galaxy was success because of James Gunn's vision and the music.
Paul, because I was off the screen for a minute. I don't know if Philosophical Pickle actually got to finish his thing, and I know that K-Dot was actually trying to say his. So did you actually get to finish yours? Because I really was off for like about
K-Dot was actually going when you left. I was just saying it's all predicated on what they show in the trailer. Like if they show these money shots, if they show the 2 Spider-Man in the trailer, that's going to make bank. If they show like a Namor or a Doctor Doom in the trailer, if like I think that when my one prediction is when Shang-Chi comes out, dudes, and remember that I'm saying this right now, people are going to be writing articles talking about how it redefines the comic book genre with the magic and the Asian. But it's going to be another just good Marvel movie, but people are going to go ape shit over Shang-Chi. That's my biggest sleeper prediction.
I hope they give us fortune cookies when we go there, though.
What the hell, man?
Wow,
He's coming in straight.
What's up, Warren? Nice to meet you.
Straight with the racism, bro.
What are you talking about?
They might as well give us ramen. Yeah, they might as well just give us ramen and rice balls too, like you do in Naruto or some shit, right?
Hey, that's a meal. Why not?
Yeah, popcorn in Asia.
Do they? Can they afford that? They eat dogs too, so I mean, fair game over there, right? I'm going to hell.
Oh no. Oh no.
So
Did you strike a blow for the white man that night? What the fuck?
That was good.
Lanson, what do you think?
Hey,
Right.
why does that remind me? Why does that clip remind me of the scene from The Color Purple, but just for white people?
K-Dot, man, tell us your predictions or what you were saying, man. Sorry.
I'll say it again for you since you missed it. I said Spider-Man No Way Home and Multiverse of Madness will be the biggest box office earners, but this is why they'll be the biggest earners because of the cameos, all the big potential appearances of characters, especially in Multiverse of Madness, which I think is going to be the biggest, most important film of Phase 4. I think it's the most important one. They're going to have to go all out in Multiverse of Madness. It seems like it's the most important. It's going to jumpstart the future of what Phase 5 will be. Multiverse of Madness is going to do that. I've been imagining how big the scale may be for Multiverse of Madness, but since WandaVision kind of is the prequel to it, I'm kind of dialing back my expectations of what could be big in Multiverse of Madness. I'm kind of dialing back. You should.
I mean, look, dude, Civil War, Infinity War, like all of these big storylines, when it's actually done in the movies, it's nerfed. So yeah, I mean, I don't blame you for not expecting like what you really want. I was hoping that.
I've had a theory, but as I had a theory about how they could do the multiverse, but I was like, nah, they're not going to do that.
All right,
it's a theory though.
Lantern Man, and let's get on because we need to get onto the DCEU stuff. But
yeah, well,
but Lantern, no,
DC.
No, honestly,
yeah, Lantern hates that MCU shit.
Yeah, crap movies. Okay, 2021.
Yeah. Tell them like it is. Tell them like it is, Lantern.
Goddamn
Tell them like it is.
Back in my day with my Dark Knight trilogy.
When movies were taken seriously.
Oh my god.
And we're just roller coaster rides.
Back when men were men and kids smoked cigarettes.
Back in my
movies, we could write poetry and slash our wrists.
What was it like?
Anyway,
back when DC released Jonah Hex and shit. That was back in your day.
Classic movie, Jonah Hex.
Classic movie.
You
know, better than
how'd they get the
MCU.
hole in it? I don't even know how they did it. Yeah, any movie coming out in 2021, you're out of your mind if you think it's going to make $1 billion. All right, movies are in a death spiral right now. Okay, it's gonna be like another year and a half before movies are making the money that they did in like 2019 or whatever.
Okay.
That's so. And they said Spider-Man's coming out this year. They're not going to push that back
December.
at
No, they're not pushing it back because they're smart.
It comes out a week after my birthday, so I'm thinking like Max.
They pushed back Batman to 2022. Yeah. That was supposed to come out like earlier this year.
Yeah, but we've been regurgitating
that movie would be slaughtered if it came out this year with all the MCU movies that are coming out.
Yeah,
I'm telling
you. Also, man,
look,
I told you this already. I'm a Batman fan. Batman's been done too many times. No one cares.
Okay.
Normies do not care.
We're gonna go on to Batman. We're getting a bit too ahead of ourselves. We're gonna get on to the Batman.
The show. He's like, I got some kangaroos to go slay outside.
Batman, I just want to.
I put the gun in my symbol. Great story. Good stuff.
I just want to make clear that you just said the Batman would be smoked out by MCU movies.
Yeah, for real.
That's weird.
Dude, they're releasing 4 movies.
Right. Well, I have to go now, Dwayne, because I'm due back on the planet Earth.
Nerdman,
They're releasing
I gotta back
4
all that.
movies.
Not to get off
4
topic, but
movies this year, man. 4.
I think like the
Yeah.
something like the Eternals might make more than the Batman because of their track record and because the
Correct.
the fandom of the MCU, dude. Like
And
I
also
can see the
Robert
Eternals
Pattinson.
making more.
Ain't gonna
You're
happen.
delusional.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that when we get to the Batman. But that is absolutely insane. All right,
It's not insane. It's realistic.
It's
I'm a
insanity.
DC fan. I'm being realistic.
You're mad. You've
if it
lost
came out
your
this
mind.
year, it would be
You think
smoked,
the
man.
Godzilla vs. Kong only made $400 million.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
movie was
No,
ball stacked.
What
dude.
I'm saying
You're
is,
not accounting
what
for
I am saying
what
is,
happened this year.
whatever
3,000 theaters.
MCU movie makes, apart from Spider-Man and maybe I don't know, I'm trying to think of anything else. But apart from Spider-Man, Batman's going to make more. If that movie's good, Batman is going to make
movie
more.
gets $1 billion?
Period.
It means repeat viewing at the cinema. That's what it means.
And that's what's going to happen with the Batman.
No,
how many
because
people
people can watch it once. This is why these movies have not made this much money, because people could watch it once, go home and watch it on streaming, like MK. That's the reason why MK didn't make as much money, because
but they're not doing that next year. They're not doing that next year. They're not doing day and date. Anyway, we need to get round so we can get to the DCEU. So, Lantern, did you?
It's called DC. It's not. There's no DCEU anymore, man. That's gone.
DC.
Okay,
it's just DC movies.
Lantern, were you finished?
Just saying.
Or did you because you didn't say which two MCU movies you think are gonna make
whatever movie comes out when theaters are 100% capacity. That's the movie that's going to make the most money. All right,
that's so logical.
So let's just say on the record, Lantern.
Okay,
on the record,
if you don't have
Lantern
the
is.
seats, I don't know how you're gonna. What are you gonna say?
On the record, Lantern is saying Marvel's is going to make the most money out of all of the DC,
Oh,
out of all
Lord.
of the
Get me
MCU
off
movies.
this stream, please.
Okay.
Oh my Lord.
Okay. MK man, MSK man? What's going?
They couldn't even call it Captain Marvel 2. That shows you how much confidence I have in that character.
MSK, have you gone already? You've gone already, haven't you?
For the Marvel movies? Okay, so in terms of 2021 standards for post-COVID, Spider-Man makes the most money. 2022, when things are a lot more better, I'm still saying Black Panther and then Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, I have to put that context there because people are like, "Oh my god!" In 2021, Spider-Man didn't make $1 billion.
Yeah, it kind of like $700 million. You know
that's fine. And to
really
be fair,
good.
people gotta factor this in. MCU has like guaranteed people will go watch their movies though.
Most of these movies are going to top out at 700 million. Most of these movies.
You're not.
If that.
You're not.
Are we speaking on Black Widow? Black Widow might make 800 million because it's the first one to come out after this many years.
Nobody gives a fuck about Black Widow.
I'm with you, Lantern. Oh yes, correct. No one cares.
Black Widow is going to make $1 billion. All right, Warren.
Oh my god!
I hope it does.
I'm telling you, I have
300 million most for that.
I have No Way Home for this year, and I have next year.
Warren. Man, just to make sure we remind everyone that our MCU stream where you were predicting box office at 1.8 billion.
I said that because
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, here's my reasoning. Listen, just hear me out before you guys.
He's actually got reasons for this. Go on.
Before we get pitchforks and nooses for me, okay.
And the neck too.
So Paul mentioned something on the last one on a different stream that he was excited for Fantastic Four. Acquiring Fantastic Four fills in a lot of loops, right? Who are they gonna feature? Kang. Who could they even possibly bridge in a movie like they did Hawkeye, like when they did Thor? They could easily put like a Fantastic Four character. Just to be like, oh, okay, that's Quantumania. We got one Fantastic. I'm just saying they can, because remember that's the last movie that's slated, so you got to jump off from there.
Yeah, after Ant-Man and the Wasp, and that was a great film. Really, it was such a good film.
They're gonna make up for it. They're gonna make up for it.
It was a movie.
The thing is, Paul, you don't put such a big villain like Kang into Ant-Man. Like you just don't. You could put
big villain. No one's ever heard of him.
Nerdman,
We're talking about general audiences. We're talking about general audiences.
No, like Kang is Avenger.
I got you,
level
Warren.
threat.
Kang is a big guy. He's a big villain.
He's more terrifying than Doom, believe it or not, if you think about it. So,
All right.
but
Me and King,
Warren.
nobody afraid of
And
him.
Yeah,
man.
Warren, time to jump out that window, buddy.
hey, guess what? I will.
All right, guys. All right, guys. It's time. It's time. We're moving on to the DCEU. So let's look at this beautiful, this majestic,
Oh
this
Lord!
extraordinary lineup for the DCEU
I'm about to take a dump.
in future. If I can.
What movies are coming
Where's
out?
my thing? Oh, right, it's gone. Okay, fantastic. I had it all set up and now it's gone.
Well, they're canceling it. That's great.
You got hacked, so they got rid of it. Oh,
So let's look at this beautiful lineup. So we have, of course,
Super Pets.
Black Adam. We have, what is that one? Oh, Static Shock, of course. Blue Beetle, Batgirl. We've got, obviously, The Flash, Aquaman 2, The Suicide Squad, The Batman, Zatanna, Shazam, Fury of the Gods, Super Pets. Did we have one more, Paul, that I'm forgetting?
No,
Paul?
I think this is.
You're our guy, man, for this. Okay.
We got Aquaman 2, Black Adam, the Batman, the Suicide Squad, Black Superman, Static Shock, Shazam 2, Blue Beetle,
Black
Zatanna,
Superman,
Wonder
and
Woman 3.
Yeah, those are.
Yeah.
So remember, we've got Black Superman and Wonder Woman 3 that we're going to talk
Which
about.
is what
So
it
the
will be
first-
called. It will be called Black Superman.
It will be
I
called
doubt
Black
it.
Superman.
I doubt it.
That'll get you an easy $1 billion right there. Doing some shit like that.
I'm gonna be honest.
Hey guys. So don't worry, we're going to get to the comments after a little bit after, once we've talked a bit about a couple of these films, and then we'll get to some of these comments. Okay, so we're going to talk about Black Adam first. Black Adam. Who wants to have at it first? Paul?
He's gone.
I got it.
You
Let me
got
grab
it?
let me grab the steering wheel and drive us off the road here. Black Adam not only will hit $1 billion, but it will hit $1.1 billion. That's
Very
my prediction. So because purely, dude, they're going to release a trailer for this movie, and people are going to see The Rock, and The Rock is going to be raising his eyebrows and showing his muscles, and they're going to get to see some representation with Black Hawk Man, and people are going to get interested in it. And dude, people are going to flock to this movie purely because of The Rock's pecs. Because of that reason, this movie is going to hit $1 billion.
How to get HGH?
Yes.
So let's go through everyone, and then we'll go to counter arguments after. So, Lantern, what's your take on this?
Well, on Black Adam, yeah, I don't know if Rock's pecs are going to be quite enough to get to that 1.1 billion. Just because the last movie The Rock was in, did that make $1 billion? I don't know. I have to look up Rock's track record here.
But was he in a superhero suit?
That's true.
Yeah, exactly. It's different. It's in a superhero suit.
Plus, he has traps and delts. So
Out of all
not
this,
just the chest.
out of all this DC crap coming out, Batman is the only one that's going to make any substantial amount of money. Like all
well,
this.
thanks. Spoilers.
I mean,
Lantern.
what
Spoilers.
are we
Lantern.
talking
Come on,
about?
man.
What are we talking Black Adam. Nobody knows who Black Adam is. If you're talking about like mainstream audiences, so The Rock is the only thing drawing people to that movie. The rest of these are like TV shows on HBO Max, like Peacemaker. I think Peacemaker's going to be like successful too, because John Cena looks like he found the role of a lifetime with that. You got to admit though, his character in wrestling is Peacemaker. Like he always buries everybody, and he's always the good guy.
I thought it was Goku,
mind, right?
He's Goku, right?
He's Goku, man.
John Cena was a villain for a few years in wrestling.
But in John Cena's mind, he's always the hero, right? That's what Peacemaker is.
Always
right?
the hero.
He's always doing the thing, killing everybody for peace, right? Killing everybody.
Nerdman, did you want us to
So,
give all of
alright.
our predictions or just one movie each?
No, I'm just gonna. We're gonna talk about Black Adam after, but like I was just gonna get our predictions first. So, K-Dot, what's your prediction on this one?
The Rock himself is a star. This is a superhero film. You're gonna have the JSA, which I think this film is going to be a big like sort of prequel film in a sense too, because the JSA comes before the Justice League. I think this is going to be part of their new revamp that they're doing after Flash to sort of redo the Justice League again. So I'll say, and The Rock is the star power. I'm predict it is going to make over at least 700 million in the box office. I cannot say exactly $1 billion, but I'll say it's going to make more than 700 million in the box office.
If it's a great film, it might make $1 billion. If it's great, it's got to be great. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Fat chance.
MSK, man. MSK, what's yours?
Okay, so Black Adam. So it's Black Adam. So that means banger. So that means $1 billion, right? It's 3 banger, billion, Black Adam. I'm just fucking with you. So it's hard to say. It's like, to be fair, he's a villain, and the last villain movie for DC made $1 billion. People really love the Joker,
He's
Yeah,
my
but it's the
anti-hero in my
Joker.
opinion.
He's the Joker, though.
Well, Joker's more popular than
Black Adam. Yeah, see, this is the thing. I think Dwayne Johnson is your big carry for the movie. So I don't think $1 billion. I think it cracks 800 million. There's potential for $1 billion if the word of mouth is really good, because the last Rock movies have been the last ones that I've seen were like Rampage, Baywatch. There was that Skyfall one. I didn't check that out. I thought that looked like some trash.
And those movies didn't do that.
The Rock was in 007?
What do you mean? That was awesome, man. Like with him without the legs, jumping across skyscrapers. That was awesome, dude.
I didn't even want to watch that. Oh, so the last movies I watched from Rock were like the Fast and Furious movies, Furious 8, 7, Hobbs and Shaw, Rampage, and Baywatch. Average to good movies. Baywatch is terrible. So
I think Jumanji did the best. Didn't Jumanji do the best? After
Jumanji did the best. So it's like he does bring in a lot of money though. So it's gonna be over a certain amount of money. The problem here is, I don't know, because this is gonna be set past present day. This is the most like interesting one. I think this could be your most underrated movie / I don't know how you really want to say it. Because this has a lot of potential to do good, but it also has potential to, very bad, given the fact that, let's be honest here, The Rock hasn't made a quality movie in a while. Like, when was the last time he made an actual quality movie outside of like Pain and Gain? That was years ago.
Gridiron Gang.
Well, I mean, he's known for the Fast and Furious. He does he's obviously a box office draw. This is him playing a superhero. I might as well go since I'm talking now. I want to change a super villain basically for the first time, and that's the draw. I mean, it all depends on that trailer. It really does. I mean, there's things about this movie that we've got a thing here of Black Adam. So what date is it coming out there?
It says I have no idea.
I want to see that Jason Statham movie.
Hopefully it never comes out.
If you click on Black Adam there, you should get
July 29th, 2022.
Oh, it's summer? Wait, hold on. That's the summer, right? Oh, yeah. That's probably going to make $1 billion. And we're going to have capacity?
I mean, you got to see what's going up against that weekend. I don't know.
Yeah. But, I mean, in my opinion, that's got to make 800 million at the very least. Yeah. I think it will make 800 million. I think that's a safe bet. Maybe going up to like 850. That's my prediction, given all the things. But it does really depend. That first trailer could send it into $1 billion easily.
Hey, Nerdman, can I change my prediction?
Yeah, go.
I looked up. The Rock has only been in 2 movies that hit $1 billion, and they're both Fast and the Furious movies. And he's not actually the main draw of those movies. So I'm gonna bump it down a little bit because, I'm gonna go somewhere in the high 800 millions because he's never actually led a movie that's hit $1 billion. And I think by the time that comes out, people are going to be tired of the DCEU. Man, 850 at the most.
So actually, Warren, go for it. Next, man.
I really want to just say next, but okay, Black Adam. This movie is important. Why? Because this is gonna have to. Because if this movie does bad, guess what's gonna happen? Restore the Snyderverse is gonna get even worse. so this is why this movie has to do really good.
Boy.
As much as I don't want to, let's, because like you said, I think someone said that somebody had died or something, and they said, what did they say? Oh, restore the Snyderverse instead of like Michael
Yeah, some
Ellis's.
fucked up shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
I want it to do good because I want to see a different direction. I want to see a different actor. I am gonna be realistic and say 800 million as well because of the fact that not many people know about Black Adam. Not many people know about the Justice Society outside of the Supergirl show, Stargirl. I forgot what the show is.
Yeah.
Stargirl. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
that's not like majorly popular enough to be able to like carry it like that. But yeah, to carry it to general audiences, I just don't think they know the JSA versus Justice League. They might think it's the Justice League and feel ripped off actually going to the cinema. So yours is about 850. So let's talk about something.
I just want to throw.
What do we think the quality of this movie is going to be? And Lantern, go up. Oh, did I not ask you, Paul?
No, I haven't said mine yet.
Okay, go for it.
I'm going to give you a hot take. You're going to love this. So, given that Shazam made 366 million. And he was what they considered to be a 4-quadrant hit, sort of movie, right? You got Black Adam, who looks exactly the same, has the same sort of costume, right? Looks like he has the same power set, which he does, if anybody knows the comics. The draw card is The Rock, but as you said earlier, The Rock doesn't really hit a billion leading movies on his own, even though they are successful movies. Like San Andreas is known as a successful movie by him as well, where he leads. But it didn't crack $1 billion. So my prediction for Black Adam is actually probably the low 700 million, or probably 600 million at the most, because the extra 300 that you get on Shazam is the fact that The Rock is in this movie, and it also again depends on word of mouth. So if the word of mouth is bad, like you're talking about the quality, which will lead into your topic, the quality question. If the quality is at the level, the writing level of BVS. Sorry, people that like BVS, but if the writing quality is at the quality of BVS, this movie will not crack above 500 million. It will. I don't know why you use
BVS as an example.
Because BVS was supposed to be $1 billion success, man. That's why. Because BVS should have been $1 billion.
If this movie has anything like the tone of BVS, I actually think it will do better.
Yeah,
than if it has more of. I don't think it will.
I'm not talking about tone, man. I'm talking about story beats. I'm talking about characters. I'm talking about cinematography. I'm talking about everything being dark. I'm talking about it's like a complete package. The fact that the reason I compare it to BVS is because Batman and Superman on screen fighting for the first time ever. That movie should have cracked $1 billion easy. It didn't. So this is a problem when you have they're increasingly going no. If you look at Wonder Woman, literally that was close, 822 million. Aquaman cracked $1 billion, 100 million over, right? And that's because it was a 4-quadrant movie. But Shazam, which was considered to be probably the most kid-friendly of all of the movies, couldn't even crack 500 million. At the box office.
There was extenuating circumstances in that because of Endgame. But let's go on to. You made some very valid points. I think you really made some good points. But Lantern Man, so quality of the movie, and we can all kind of talk about this. Anyone can come up after Lantern and just.
I don't know who these writers are that are writing it. I have to look and see what they did, but it's probably gonna be like a B movie, I imagine that's probably the best it's going to be. And guess what's coming out the day before this movie? What's slated to come out the day before this movie? Indiana Jones 5. So That's some tough competition.
Yeah.
That's some.
I think
not after Crystal
Black
Skull,
Adam
man.
will be-
Not after Crystal Skull.
Is a classic,
Yeah, Black Adam will be.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wait,
People
No,
don't
I
see
don't-
Indiana
So,
Jones again.
Like, I love Indiana Jones, man. I love it. But after Crystal Skull, I'm not rushing to the movies here. I'm going to wait for the reviews for
I
that
hope
movie.
Shia LaBeouf is in it. I hope swam from tree
Yeah,
to
is
tree.
there? I think they've got the what's the female names?
I watched that movie.
Waller.
That movie right there, the Shallows. That was an okay shark. That was an okay movie. Nothing
This is the
spectacular.
director of Black Adam, and he has made nothing but generic action movies to bad movies.
So you know,
No,
a B
Unknown
movie
was
is-
Jungle
Unknown.
Cruise. Oh.
Wait,
I like that Orphan movie. Orphan was
good. Orphan was pretty.
Oh,
good.
by
How does
the
that
way,
relate to Black
House
Adam,
of
though?
Wax was dope.
The
Jumanji
commuter.
made-
He made a generic Liam Neeson action movie. Oh my god, this
He
makes
had
me
Unknown.
even less
He
excited
made
for this
three
movie.
of them. He made three nonstop, Run All Night, and the Commuter.
Yeah, okay.
Three Liam Neeson
Wait.
movies.
He directed Unknown. That's good, right?
I am excited for this movie now.
Unknown is the best one.
MSK, go. What were you saying?
Oh, sorry. I saw The Shallows. It's an okay movie. Unknown, I've seen little bits of it. It looked like an okay movie. Orphan's a pretty good horror movie. I saw it a few times.
Yeah,
I actually liked it. Orphan was solid. I mean,
This isn't a horror movie though. This is an action like wizard
No, but
like
looking
magic
at it-
The
movie.
guy who
No, but-
directed Shazam.
no,
came
looking
from
at his
horror.
category, like looking at his diverse catalog, I mean, what's that thing? He's a mixed bag of tricks right here. So you don't really know what we're gonna get out of it. Actually, comparing by his catalog, action movies, horror, generic shit.
Who's the writer of this
Yeah.
movie?
Generic
You go to the
Jimmy-
writer of Black Adam?
To be
Go to
honest,
the writer.
Yeah, I
I
got
was
him.
going to say, there's two writers on this movie who are actually
Yes,
pretty
yeah,
damn good. If you look at if you look at what they've done previously, so the first writer's pretty bad. That's the comic writer, dude.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
That's it. So go to the two more credits. So go to full credits. Okay, there you go. So
Screenplay.
the
Roy
first
Haynes.
writer's pretty terrible. The first
Let's
writer's
see what
pretty
he's done.
terrible.
If they're
So what
listed
is that?
first, that means it's mostly them that wrote the script. If they're listed first, that's just a little industry standard.
This person
thing.
hasn't written
It's
much.
Well, yeah, okay, unknown writer.
Okay,
Okay.
then
Yeah.
this guy.
But these
Horror.
two
Oh,
actually
they're
have.
partners.
Oh, these two
They're
are
partners,
partners.
And then
and
there's
they-
this guy.
So
This
they
one's the
definitely-
one who's written
So
bad.
two
stuff.
unknowns.
This guy's the shithead.
right,
This
two
one's the one
unknowns.
who's written-
Oh my
Due
god.
Yeah.
Due date is
Yeah.
terrible. Not funny.
They wrote Rampage. I had fun
Hang
with
on, go to
Rampage.
his full writing. Go to the full writing list, not just what they're known
I
for.
really want to see that Jason
geez.
Statham movie.
New Day was not.
Right.
Right here,
Okay,
he undateable. He's a
We're the
TV
Millers
show writer.
too.
Oh my god, yeah, this
Chipmunks?
movie.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Oh my god, no! Two unknowns and this terrible trash writer. Okay, cool. This Black Adam, I'm sticking. I'm probably going to go 500 million now. That's like the
All right.
writing quality alone.
So I agree with you on this, Paul. But like at the same time, if you look at the other two writers and then you look at their films, they are unknown. They are unknown films, but they're highly fucking rated. So obviously, he brought two other writers to fix the script. So hopefully, those two other writers have had enough of an influence where, you know, if
Go to
you
their
look at
full.
this,
Go to their full
so
thing.
that's a 7.4, which is not bad.
It's one of
that's
the
not
things
bad
they
at all
wrote.
for
What's
Ryan
their?
This
What
is
are
the
their
other
two?
thing
What are their
And
writing
the
lists?
former,
These two. They only
7.9.
wrote these two things.
These are Amazon shows.
That's it. That's all they've done. TV shows.
yeah, but-
So we've got 3 TV directors
We're movie
writing a
fans here.
movie.
No, they're not
We've got
TV
3
shows.
TV directors. Yeah, they are. Look.
Why-
Short films.
Yeah, but writing a TV show that's rated 7.4 and 7.9 on IMDb is actually
you have way
harder
more
than writing
Yeah,
a
man.
movie. No,
It's
I'm not
not.
saying
You have
this
way
out
more
of
time to
faith.
tell a story.
it's-
You have way more time to tell a story in a TV show, man. They have to have this movie in like a 2-hour.
Why
They have
are
to
we
tell
looking
this story
up
in
Captain
2 hours.
All right,
Why are we
look,
looking
look.
up
Okay, well,
this
Captain
trash
Marvel has almost a
dumpster
7
fire?
on
Yeah.
here. So
Has a
we-
There it is.
69.
Can
Yeah,
we-
that's
can
a great rating.
We don't
Yeah,
let's
that's-
not look up
we
Captain
need-
Marvel.
We've got to
Hey,
trust the
$1 billion.
ratings of. No, hang on. We've got to trust the ratings of IMDb, man. Come on.
Made
That's
$1
what I'm saying,
billion.
like, look, this is barely
They made $1
rated
billion
under those
because
things.
they hamstring it between Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah,
If that movie
okay,
came out
all
last
right.
year, it would have
Dude.
tanked.
Dude, we all
It's
know
still
why.
made like 600
We all know
million, so-
why Can I just say something? We all know why Captain Marvel has so high on IMDb. These movies have not got like huge fan bases who are just going to make out like the movie is good even though it isn't, or the TV show is good even though it isn't. It's just a TV show, right? So if it's got 7.4 or 7.9 on IMDb, you can probably trust that, as opposed to like an MCU or a DC movie where fanboys come in and do whatever, or Godzilla versus Kong or something like that, where people have agendas in how they're reviewing it. Anyway, let's let the other guys speak.
People had an agenda with Godzilla versus Kong. What was the agenda?
Yeah, people had an agenda.
The Snyder Cut people came in to review
Lord.
on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord. We were
They had
talking.
to delete like hundreds of reviews on
That's
IMDb
funny.
because it will just restore the Snyderverse instead
That's
of actually
funny.
rating
All
the
right,
movie.
all right.
That's
We
funny.
haven't heard from K Dot, dude. K Dot,
Yeah, great.
quality of movie, and then we're gonna move on to the next one. Yeah.
Hey,
So,
what's the next one so
what
I
do
can
you
pull
think?
it up, nerd man?
Quality of Black Adam. I'll be honest with you. I mean, if The Rock takes his role like he took his role in the Gridiron Gang serious, if he actually acts serious, I mean, he can add his own flair of like comedy and stuff. But I think for Black Adam, if he really takes his character serious, puts a little bit of flair and swag onto it, keep it serious and put in a couple of jokes there, one-liners and stuff here and there, just little bits of it, not a lot. Because this character Black Adam, if he really takes it serious, and he can have other characters around him that are comedic relief while he tries to take it serious and really show his acting chops and really impress people. I think at most could be a B movie. Not going to say no A. It's definitely going to be better than a C. It can't be lower than a C because you have The Rock there to keep us entertained. If anything, The Rock will keep us entertained one way or another.
And The Rock has something in his contract about like having his creative control of this character or something like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
no way he would
would
have
want to
signed
do
that.
the Snyderverse too.
And see Lantern, the way at Fandom, how he was flexing the character, like I want to come for Superman's head, he wants to come for everybody.
Yeah.
He wants this character to be the best DC character in these movies right now. He wants the crown. He wants to be who's the best DCEU character that everybody talks about right now? Probably Wonder Woman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants that crown. He wants that crown. He wants to be the most talked DCEU character.
And that's why, and I'm going to go on a rant after this, because that's why that precise reason that you just said is probably the only reason that this movie is going to fail. If that's his mindset that he's going into this with, that's probably the one reason and the key reason why this movie is going to fail. But Warren, I was going to say, what were you about to say just before I go off on this?
I was just gonna say that he was really, after Zach had released the Snyderverse, he was pitching to like try to get him back. So which was like, you're psychotic, dude. So that's a head scratcher right there for me. And the thing is like I see Black Adam as just like he's just gonna be Magic Superman. So like his story has to be compelling.
He has to be evil. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
He has to go full villain. If he doesn't go full villain, this movie won't work. It won't work. He has to go full villain. He can't be an anti-hero.
Yeah,
he needs to do what he was saying in that, and whatever it was DC fandom when he's like, "I'm coming for your heads. I'm coming for this and that." I'm like, "Yeah, do it, man. Go full evil. I want to see you kill a bunch of wizards on the council and like go full evil. Let's see it." Like, because he's always, I don't want to see this anti-hero Black Adam. I want to see him in Shazam. Like, I really wanted to see it. Like, when we get to Shazam, what I really want to see is Shazam 2 is Black Adam and then Superman like fight like with Shazam and have a team up. Like, that's what I want to see in Shazam 2. I know it's not going to happen because Henry Cavill is gone because they're doing this stupid movie, but that's what I wanted to see, because that would have been really cool to see. Could you imagine Henry Cavill versus the Rock as Black Adam? Like, it'd be phenomenal action. Like, but yeah, we're not going to see that. But that's like. But I do want. He needs to go full evil. He needs to go the full villain route. Otherwise, this movie is it's not gonna work.
And he's not going to do that.
I want to piggyback off that because, like, as you were saying, basically, the thing here is, The Rock has a huge ego about what his place is. He could be playing fucking the Atom, and he'll still be talking about how he needs to be the ruler of this bloody universe and like be fighting all of the superheroes. This isn't, it's like, what is this concept that he has that Black Adam should be a Justice League level villain? He's not. He hasn't got it like that. He's supposed to be a Shazam villain. At best, what you're supposed to do is, as you said, have a Shazam movie where Superman comes in and helps Shazam right at the end when things are looking like, desperate and he can't do anything else, but still have Shazam be the one who in the end defeats Black Adam.
Because
Black
Magic
Adam is supposed to be,
Yeah,
exactly. Black Adam is supposed to be set up for a Shazam movie. That's what it needs to be. He needs to stop worrying about beating Wonder Woman, Flash, and all of these other kind of characters. He ain't a Justice League villain. That will be a trash movie. If Justice League 2, for instance, has Black Adam, like for some bizarre reason, as the main villain, like what? No Brainiac, no set up to more Darkseid, no set up to, actual Justice League level villains. Miss me with that fucking shit, man, right now. And that's the only reason that I would say, I still think the movie's going to make money because it's got The Rock in it. I think it's going to make 850 million, something like that. But I just have this feeling that he has the sensibility that he wants to make this the superhero Fast and Furious, essentially, like some kind of version, like that kind of tone of silliness and stupidity, right? And that will garner, it will garner its fans and whatever. But in the end of the day, it's like I've actually lost my thought on it. In the end of the day, I don't think that's the path for the DCEU, and I definitely don't think I want that kind of flavor carried into the Justice League. So yeah, that's me. Lantern, you were about to say something, and we're moving on to the next.
I was about to say that the canon Justice League is the Justice League one, and it ends with the Legion of Doom or in Justice League reference, right? So that's how they could fit like Black Adam in there. Like he teams up with Lex Luthor and Black Manta from Aquaman and Reverse Flash from Flash, because they better have Reverse Flash in the Flash movie. And they can go that route.
We'll get to that in a minute.
That would be acceptable. So we're going to move on to obviously the biggest money maker in all of these movies, Blue Beetle. Who wants to come in at first? Who's got $1 billion? Who's got $1 billion?
I got 100 million.
I have 80 million.
I have a hot take.
I got 500 to 600 million for Blue Beetle.
No, I'm just fucking.
Blue Beetle.
I'll say 200 million. 200 million.
I'm going to say maybe 150 million, maybe.
If he like flips burritos, maybe like 250.
I'm telling you, this movie is going to bomb.
They're going to market him.
He's too deep. He's too deep. It depends on how they depend on how they market him. This is true.
They're going to market him. It's going to be like the funniest kiddie movie of the DCEU. They're going to market him like a Latino Spider-Man, and for that reason only, because some fools will come to watch this movie, it will hit close to 400 million.
He might be in the taco truck that I bought tacos from just an hour ago. Actually,
dude.
Like this is I'm going to say, out of all the movies, this is going to be the lowest grossing. Like this will be the lowest grossing movie.
Yeah, this is okay. Hear me out. I
Super
think
Pets probably will be lowest.
This is where
Warren, go, Warren.
This is where DC is an idiot. And what do I mean, right? Why not put Blue Beetle? Blue Beetle's like I think he has relation to the Scarab.
He's like a C tier character that they're trying to make a single movie about.
Yeah.
This is terrible idea.
Let Warren go.
This is what they should have done with Blue Beetle. Put him in a movie with someone, and then have his that's what you do. You don't need to like when I see this. Like I hope some of these are mostly shows, because I'm like looking at this and I'm like, if Black Girl's a movie, I'd find a car to go in front of. I don't need to. Barbara Gordon is not a character I care for. Like, let's be honest. Feminists come after me, but I don't care. Like, I don't care for Barbara Gordon.
We're on Blue Beetle at the moment, man. But yeah, I get
Barbara Gordon's nothing without Batman. This is just a fact. Like,
right.
So Warren, were you finished?
Yeah, my thing is you put a guy like Blue Beetle in a movie, and then you say, hey, you know what, 2023, we're doing a Blue Beetle movie. That's what you do. Copy Marvel a little bit. I mean, copy the MCU a little, Disney a little bit, DCU. Stop trying to like, use these budget dollar store characters to start, your stuff. Like,
All
no,
right.
this is this. You know, this screams
Cool,
of.
go
This
for it.
screams of. This screams of. Oh, we need to like diversify our casting. We need to have diverse things because that's popular now in Hollywood. What do we need to do? Okay, what Latino, what Black characters do we have in our roster in all of DC? Oh, there's a Latino Blue Beetle. Let's make a movie about that because everyone needs to like. We want to diversify. We need to have a Latino and we need to have a Black person. So Latino, it is. Let's make Blue Beetle a thing. This is literally what this screams of because, like Ron is right. If they did it correctly, they could have him as a C-list character in another film. He comes along, he's funny, he's witty. People are like, I remember that guy from that movie. When they do the actual Blue Beetle movie and they release a trailer, people are like, I remember that dude. He was funny, and there's actually a familiarity. This guy cannot carry a movie by himself. Like, it's not going to happen.
But to be fair, Paul, given what you're saying, like about what we're all saying about, hey, why doesn't DC like not make, instead of making Black Superman, why don't they do their own characters? Isn't it a bit hypocritical now to now turn around and say, oh, well, they're doing a Latino character. Well, they're just doing it to fill a quota. It's like we have to have one or the other. Like
no. I'm not saying they're doing it to fill a quota. I'm saying there's a right way to do it. Like this just screams of them going, what can we do to diversify our roster? We need to find someone that's Latino in all of DC. Oh, Blue Beetle. We'll put him and make a movie around it.
Maybe he might, guest star in one of these movies. You don't know. Maybe he might guest star in Flash. You don't like. I don't know. I'm just saying.
See him showing up
casting
in
rights
Black
for
Adam.
Flash, is it? Like you don't see like he's not. It's not really affiliated with the Flash. Like
I'm
there's
playing
ways to do
devil's
it
advocate here, by the way. So
there's ways to do it in a way that's right, man. Because this character on its own just doesn't stand, man. Like it's like this is a thing where you like people need to like they have to be smart about introducing these characters. It's not about like I don't mind them diversifying a cast, but it's like they've got to be smart about how they introduce these characters, and it's not because there's racists everywhere. It's because they're literally picking lower tier characters that hardly anyone knows about. Even DC fans in general, like, don't know a lot about Blue Beetle unless they've deep dived into his like comics, right? Or into the Booster Gold, which he's affiliated with. This would have been better if they did a Booster Gold movie and had Blue Beetle with him, right?
Not really. I don't see any fucking difference.
I think you're safe for doing Blue Beetle. This is. I'll say this. I seen the animated stuff with Blue Beetle, Jaime Reyes and stuff, not the original Blue Beetle, the one with no powers and stuff. If this is the thing. This has to be really action-packed and fun. Blue Beetle never been like Jaime Reyes. From what I seen, was never a serious character. He was kind of a young, fun-loving kid and stuff who has his serious moments, but overall he's a fun kid, and he has a pretty badass suit and powers and stuff. This is the thing. This has to be really action-packed. It cannot be what that shit. I'm sorry to say it, but Spider-Man: Homecoming was. Yeah, sure, it was fun, but this movie needs to have lit action.
Oh my god, this fool. Okay.
And it needs to have a villain that is really good and compelling. Because if there is no good, compelling villain in this movie, and all you have to rely on is Blue Beetle, Jaime Reyes, and he's not good, this movie is fucked. You have a great villain, a great freaking villain.
Wait, so is his name not Jamie?
Just like Far From Home and Homecoming had a great villain, but the hero was
and that's what I said. I'm just here for Blue Beetle to see him in his suit and his powers and stuff, him doing cool stuff. I can care less about the character in general, but I can grow to like him over time. But this is what I think. This is what I think. This is what I think. What probably would have worked is if they did like a Shadow Shock and Blue Beetle movie with them together.
Honestly,
that would have probably worked better because Static Shock is a way more popular character. Well, he's more well known.
Hell yes.
Hear me out here. I think they should have done. I think they should have. I would like. Okay, we just saw the Snyderverse, right? Which whatever. Okay.
Return to Snyderverse.
I think you should do a character like Martian Manhunter. At least you have something there. Like, okay, this guy's a part of the Justice League. He's a big character.
Right.
It's like we'd see like a story like that
One would say
that would
you
be
could cast
more
a
of an appeal.
you could cast a black man
Spit
as
facts.
Martian Manhunter and forget this Black Superman thing altogether.
Exactly,
I totally
right.
agree with you.
Thanks for stealing my fucking point, man. Anyway, dude,
Let me give my thoughts
philosophical
on Blue Beetle. Hold on here.
Go on, man.
Before Pickle comes in, before we get pickled here, I want to address the point that you say we have to have Blue Beetle in a movie to introduce him before he gets his own movie. Like, they made a movie about Thor, dude. Like,
but Thor's interesting.
nobody
though.
cares.
Yeah, but Thor's an interesting
Thor
character.
movie.
No, man.
Nobody
Thor
cared
1
about
was
Thor Flash.
no.
Thor
I don't even.
The only way people knew
Thor
about
is not
Thor
an
was because of the Adventures of Babysitting. That's the only way people knew anything about Thor. Okay,
Yeah, but that's a lot.
No,
I
I don't think so. The Marvel fans of Thor, like I'm a fan of Thor comics.
Iron Man was also a C-list character before his movie. Okay, it's not.
I don't.
Iron
you
Man
just
was
make a good
more
movie.
C-list than
That's
Thor.
all you need.
Iron Man
That's a great
C-list, bro.
point.
He's the one that
It is
pivoted
a good
Civil War.
point.
That's impossible to say. That's like saying
Also-
that.
No.
Heck no. What cocaine are you on tonight?
Listen.
Yeah, too much of a crack pot does.
Before his movies came out.
No, I'll tell you two
And
differences.
Hispanic
though.
audiences double black audiences. So of course you want a Hispanic hero. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not. They double African American audiences.
There's gonna be
I'll tell you-
So I got a question.
No,
I got a question then.
All right,
Do you think Blue Beetle will be the Black Panther of like the DC movies?
It has potential.
No
If
way.
it has potential,
It won't
No
be.
way.
No.
No way.
Can I-
I'd rather
can
see
I-
Mr. Terrific then.
All you
Mr.
need is like
Terrific would
an
have
average
more-
movie. Like,
If
but,
they
you
did
know,
Martian Manhunter, I'd agree with you because that's actually an interesting storyline. Blue Beetle is not an
nobody cares
interesting
about Martian
character.
Manhunter though.
What?
Can I tell
Nobody
you?
cares
All right.
about Martian Manhunter. I'm
What?
Right. Lantern.
I'm serious.
Lantern. Let me tell you what you've made some really good points about Iron Man and Thor. But first of all, they are a little bit more popular. But what's going to sink this movie? Even though I really hope it does, even though I really hope it does do well, because for the Hispanic market and Hispanic people and representation, the thing that's going to sink this movie is it's called Blue Beetle. That is not a cool name. Iron Man is a cool name. Yes, he was a C-lister, but Iron Man is a cool name. Thor is a cool name.
Also, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, it's got Robert Downey Jr. as well. But Thor is like, it's cool. It's God of Thunder. This character is called Blue Beetle. Blue fucking Beetle, man.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know where to go from that. People aren't going to think immediately that's an awesome thing that I need to go watch. K-Dot.
I'll say this, and it can help you. If this movie has good meme-worthy moments for people to put on Twitter, this movie will make money. Trust me. If this movie has good meme-worthy moments, all the kids love it.
Because everyone wants to meme on it. Every successful movie has memes made about it. It makes it like the Martha meme. That shows the success of BVS.
It does, to believe it or not. Like, for example, Mandalorian. When it got them good memes and stuff, boom, all good. But when that sequel trilogy came out, nothing but memes roasting it and ragging on it, not supporting it.
So like the only thing it's hard to say. So like I don't really mind them doing a C-list character because let's be honest here, Marvel does that and we all like it anyway. That's not my issue here. That's not my issue here. And people always bitch about DC not doing their C-list characters anyway. They always go, "Why aren't you always doing Batman?" Yeah. Well, now they're doing this guy. That's not the problem here. That's not my issue. My issue here is, well, there's two things. So I got first introduced to Blue Beetle from that one Teen Titans DC animated movie, Judas Contract. I thought he was a cool looking character. I don't mind it. The issue here is like, it's like doing a Cyborg movie. Who are Cyborg's villains? The people that he associates with in those parties of Teen Titans and Justice League, right? So he's not really a character that could technically carry his own movie. That's my issue here. Is can this character carry his own? I don't care about it being a serious character because DC fans always bitch about them not doing anybody but the main people anyways. Let's be honest here. The issue here,
but they can't even get the main people right, man. They got one of them right. One movie out of all the movies they've done where they've got the Trinity right, and that was Wonder Woman 1. That's it.
Oh shit! I
That's
was gonna say
it.
Aquaman. I was gonna say Aquaman.
Aquaman's not a Trinity character, and he does nothing in the Justice League movie. Nothing. He could not be there, and it'd still be the same outcome. He does nothing.
Dude. First of all, I don't want to go into a defending
Aquaman's a joke in the
Aquaman.
comics.
I don't want to defend Aquaman in Justice League like at the moment, but like we could do that debate another day. But
No, I'm saying like my point was he's not a Trinity character, right? He's not part of the three: Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, right? Out of the current DC slate, Wonder Woman 1 is the only one renowned, right, in that Trinity as being like the success that it is, right? But even that's the only one that people like rave about, like universally, right, across all of the fandom, right? Other ones, Man of Steel, some people like, people don't. But no, the Batman's a completely separate story. We're talking about the DCEU here. Batman's not part of the DCEU. Batman's a separate movie altogether.
I don't buy that. I think they'll fix that. They'll sort that out. I'm sure of it. If he's successful, they'll find a way of connecting it. So,
but anyway, my point is that it's the only successful Universal like loved film is Wonder Woman 1, right? And that's the only one. So like this is the problem is they can't even get their own prime universe correct. Now they've made it an Elseworld story, right? And Snyder's been on board with that. He said, yeah, it's Elseworlds. So like they don't even have a prime universe, right, to base these characters. So now we're getting all these little like unknown characters instead of the primary three. Okay, so we're going to give it a rest for a bit. I get it if that's what they're going to do. But then they're doing Aquaman 2 and they're doing Flashpoint. That's the second time we see Flash in a movie, technically, right? If we're going by the Justice League being the canon one, right? The second time we're ever going to see Flash is in a Flashpoint movie. This is BVS all over again doing Death of Superman and Doomsday. This is ridiculous, like storytelling from Warner Brothers.
So like philosophical pickle, man. What were you going to say?
Hello. So let me wax poetic about Blue Beetle real quick. My thing about this is it has nothing to do with C-list characters. It's all about what company is making it. Because you look at movies like The Breakfast Club or The Sunset Limited, movies about teenagers hanging out, Dazed and Confused, movies where people are just talking. You can make a good movie about literally anything, any character, any color, any creed, anything. So that it's just the company that's making it is why I don't trust it's going to be good. But I do think that they're going to try to make Blue Beetle kind of like the Spider-Man of the DCEU, where he kind of pops into other people's movies. But I do think that because there's a whole new generation who played with Blue Beetle in Injustice 2 who are going to go see this movie. There are people who are older who read Blue Beetle with Booster Gold.
Was Blue Beetle in Injustice 2?
Yeah, he was.
That's how much I didn't care because I played that game. I didn't give a fuck if he was there.
So there are a few 100,000 at least people, and then people in their 30s and 40s. This movie's gonna make at least $35. Okay, so I think that it's gonna get Injustice people. It's gonna get people.
I'm telling you, this is gonna be the lowest grossing film.
Combat crowd.
It's going to
this slate.
It's going to make close to $400 million.
No,
yeah, it's going to be the lowest. It's going to be the lowest grossing.
The last thing I wanted to tackle is that in the Judas contract, where I saw him at when he interacted with the other characters he did better when he interacted with people he already knew, right? So if he's going by himself, that's why he's by himself, though. He's not a by himself type dude. This is a guy that needs people to make him better. I don't mind them doing a serious character. Marvel does it. Everyone likes it. That'd be kind of hypocritical to say, well, Marvel does serious character, but when DC does it, it's kind of like, that's I don't care about that. My issue here is like, this is not a character that stands on his own. You know what I mean? That's like doing a fucking Elastic Man movie.
Ant-Man.
Like back in the day.
He'll be the Ant-Man.
I'm both.
Hang on.
Go on.
Ant-Man was successful because people trusted the MCU up to that point to make a movie. And Ant-Man 1 is actually a good film.
And it's because that's Paul Rudd in it.
It's not.
Ant-Man 1 is
Rudd,
a terrible
again, star
movie.
power.
It's a terrible movie.
Ant-Man 1 had the star power of both.
What if they cast George Lopez as Blue Beetle? That'll sell it.
If Ant-Man 1...
They should do Jennifer Lopez as Blue Beetle.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Jennifer Lopez.
That'd sell it. I'd go watch that movie.
Yeah, her ass would
sell it.
If Ant-Man 1 came out before the Avengers, it would have tanked. It would not
Yeah,
have
I
done
agree
well
with
at the
you.
box
I agree
office.
with you.
One, because of the silly
MCU.
name, but people trust MCU, and that's why doing Blue Beetle now is ridiculous. All right, we have to go on to the next movie. Sorry, guys. I wanted to rant a little bit more about Blue Beetle as well, but like we have to go on to the next movie, and this movie is the one. You know, it's the Black Superman, basically. Black Superman, baby. And this is the one that makes me feel like this about Warner Brothers.
Hussein Rashad.
I'll say this on that whole Black Superman.
First of all, I think this is because I just want to get my point out across because I think this is stupid. No offense, this is stupid, and that's all I'm gonna say. I can defend the stupid point, but that's all I want to say. Everybody else can talk.
Mine is very brief. Literally, I'm not shameless plugging. Me and Mike from Row Comments did an in-depth video about the news and shit, covering it. This is the only thing I'm gonna say. There are Black Superman in the comic books. There's a Kal-El without a hyphen and the one with the hyphen. You know, I don't mind the Black Superman thing. I could care less about it. The problem here I have with it is Superman, if he fails again cinematically, he probably won't be getting another movie. Let's be honest, the last Superman movies that have come out in 2006 and 2013, Superman doesn't have the luxury of Batman movies and Spider-Man movies. I don't care about a Black Superman at all. I just want a good movie. Superman doesn't get the luxury of
It's the problem, dude. This is the issue, too. People,
that's
right,
a very good point.
Inside the Snyder Cut people and also people outside of the Snyder Cut people all love Henry Cavill as Superman. Like universally, there's a love for him, right? Yeah. And they decided to announce on his birthday, which I don't think was a coincidence, that they're replacing Clark Kent. And this is a problem too. They could have done Val Zod. They could have done the other one that's got 2 issues. But the problem is they're like, oh, we don't want to make any more. We don't want to make any more stories up. So we just want to take the story that's already there and just turn him into a black man instead. And how can this not? This is the problem. This is a twofold issue, right? It's a twofold issue in Hollywood as it is, where they are now taking traditionally white characters, like a guy that lands in Kansas. So are they going to have Clark Kent as a black man land in Kansas? Right?
And then Paul and Mark Kent are black as well?
Is that what they're going to do? Because, again, okay, they're in the South, so what is it? Apparently it's going to be a period piece too. That's what the Hollywood Reporter reported. So essentially they're going to make this about race. That's essentially what they're saying. I don't want a movie about race when it comes to superheroes. Stop it. He's an alien. Stop it. Get some help. Honestly, enough with this crap.
Mainly, I'll say this, Paul, you brought it up. I don't want no movie about race concerning Superman because
Superman.
He's a goddamn alien.
Yeah,
what the why?
Wait, Paul.
I can explain after K-Dot's done.
Superman's story is already compelling enough as it is. He's a last of his species. If that's not compelling enough, I don't know what else can be compelling. If for Superman to be compelling to people, is for him to be the last of his species and also black, then it's at that point it's like it seems like those oppression Olympics things, like who is more oppressed than who, and they're just going to extra mile to make like what else are we going to make him homosexual too to show how he gets oppressed homosexually?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
How much do you need to add?
Lewis Lane, man.
It literally depends.
He finds Lewis Lane.
Dude,
imagine
in there are Black Superman, right? There's Val Dot and the Kal-El without the hyphen. They didn't even announce it's going to be the Kal-El, the black dude. If you're not even announcing,
they literally said he's Clark Kent. They literally race swapping.
No. But look, Nightwing. To be fair, sorry, MSK. To be fair, dude, what you said hit the nail right on the head. This is not the time to be experimenting with Superman. Superman is in a very, very fragile state. He's a potentially billion-dollar IP, and you want to go and do. I don't want Val Zod. I don't want any
Can we
of them.
Just get a prime universe.
All I want is a proper Superman movie before you go on to.
You know what's super sad about this? Superman and Lois is on fucking CW. Or
Like,
what?
yeah,
like,
it's like the best Superman.
like,
the fact is, I don't care about a black Superman because like the issue here is there are black Superman in the comic books that is kind of comic accurate, right? But you're not even announcing the name properly. That's the fucking name. We're already starting with a bad foot.
Here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. I feel like Superman has fallen into the category. Hi, Ashley. I think Superman has fallen into the category where we had a great character, right? And now he's fallen into the hands of like it's gone down the track of X-Men, like how we've wanted X-Men back, and it's if you look at the progression of Superman, it's slowly gotten like the X-Men treatment. Like we just want a regular Superman. We want our Superman back. And the thing is, this is another point I'm gonna bring up. DC saw Black Panther and they're like, well, we need a black guy. We need someone that makes our buff up. Like, no, dude, nobody cares. Like, Black Panther was an already established character. It's not like Marvel said, hey, we're gonna make the Black Panther some white kid that was left off at the edge of Wakanda at the force field and was adopted because the queen couldn't have kids and you know what I mean? Yeah. Like they didn't make up some weird storyline for that to make them white.
Let's take stock of this.
We need to let like philosophical pickle and Lantern.
Oh yeah, I just want to bring up one point. Quick point.
Holding down the white man.
Superman Returns in 2006 made $391 million back in 2006, and in Man of Steel, that movie made $668 million. Right, so. Between Superman's two movies, they've pretty much accumulated about $900 million, right? Between those past decades, right? So he already doesn't gross a lot of money. He already doesn't feel comfortable in the modern audience cinematically. So they're gonna try a black Superman, hoping it's gonna get to that $800 million category. Superman.
Yes, he's saying they're trying tokenism, which is exactly what they're being called out for. This is a terrible idea, and they should cancel it immediately.
It's that, but he barely gets cinematic movies though, and like
he really does. And people are always saying we have like Superman's origin over and over again. Everyone knows his origin. Really, do they? I mean, from '78, you didn't get another origin movie until Man of Steel. He's literally had two in the cinemas, right? Like two in kind of on the big screen. So essentially, Superman's stories have been really sparse through time, like really since '78. So again, you need this one to hit it. Sorry, MSK man. Will you finish what you were saying? And I apologize.
It's just like no, you're fine, dude. It's like okay, like animated wise, he gets a lot of animated movies. That's fine. Those are all actually most of them are all pretty good, right? But in terms of cinematic fashion, is this like 3 times the charm? Because if this one fails, I think he's done cinematically. Because what else? Like at that point, dude, you're just throwing darts at the wall. 3 decades for 3 Superman movies, and they've all failed, quote unquote, failed.
Well, Superman 78 didn't fail, but fair enough. But okay, philosophical pickle, and Lantern. Yeah, exactly.
I think that you guys have hit the nail on the head. I don't really have much else to add except for this. As Big Sean said so eloquently in 2015, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, bitch. I don't give a fuck.
Yes.
That sounds like
all right, cool, man.
Sounds like Paul Radford.
For anyone who knows that song.
We all know the song. We're just embarrassed.
I agree with him. I need to readjust. I don't think Lee Buddha is going to make the least amount of money. I think this movie is going to make the least amount of money if it goes ahead. No one wants this. No one cares about this. It will not make any money, like except for people that want to tokenize themselves. Fair enough. That's what you're doing. Can I give an actual prediction though, Nerdman? Other than Big Sean lyrics, so I think you guys are off on this one. I think this is going to be. People are going to look at this like a car wreck. They're going to look at it just to see the mangled body inside. People are going to be so interested to see how bad this movie is, and they're going to be so triggered that they're going to go and spend their money to go see this. Some people, like me, will pirate it, but some people will go see it, and it's going to make close to $700 million. Because what's going to be funny?
They want to see.
Could you imagine if his spaceship? Imagine if his spaceship lands in the Bronx. Like, imagine if it's that token, or he doesn't live in Kansas anymore. He lands in a black community. Like, oh my god, this movie! I can think about how much of a train wreck this movie is.
Sorry, actually, if they're going to do it, they better do something like that.
He lands in Detroit or Chicago.
No, that's the only. That's the way you.
or something.
That's the way you can make sense of it. That's the only way you can make sense of it because it's a stupid.
Pray he lands in Compton because I'll laugh the whole movie. Like I will see that movie if it says that he lands in Compton, I'm going to that movie because it's literal tokenism. It's like we are witnessing like Hollywood go full Simple Jack. Like and full go into the tokenism. Like any black person that sees this film and thinks, "Oh, they're doing this for me." No, they're not. They're doing it to tokenize you. That's what they're doing. This is literally what they're doing.
To be fair, Paul, I'm not going to say anything like to defend this movie really, but we don't know the movie yet. We don't know exactly what it is, and I actually don't mind the idea of an Elseworld story of any kind of Superman, Red Sun Superman.
You know, it'd be really good.
North Korea Superman. I don't.
If they did that, it'd be great. I would love that. If like 10 years down the track, we actually had a Prime Universe Superman, that would be really good. Like I'm so sick of Elseworlds. We've had an Elseworld story already. It's called the DCEU, and it happened. Now we need an actual Prime Superman.
No, like, I know. But what I'm saying is any of those Elseworld stories can actually be good on their own. As a standalone concept-driven movie, it can be good. But the problem is, as you said, where's the mainstream Superman? Where is the Superman everyone wants to see, which is clearly Superman versus Brainiac? And if this is trying to set up, sorry, and Lanton, I'll let you say what you want speak after this. But if you're gonna do a concept like this, I don't know why you don't do Martian Manhunter. It's exactly the same thing. Plus, Martian Manhunter's story, as I've said, plays into the themes of the Black experience anyway, much more. If you're going to get Regina King, right, exactly. If you're going to get Regina King, if you're going to get the guy who did, Judas and the Black Messiah to do one of these kind of movies, and you want it to even be slightly political, then just do a character whose whole people were killed in a massive genocide. Makes much more sense than Clark Kent from fucking Kansas, small town Kansas, the guy full of hope who, anyway. Lanton, go for it, man. You can respond to that as well if you want.
I don't think the Superman movie is going to get made. All right.
Okay.
I pray you're right. I
pray you're right.
You got to think about how many movies they've announced in the past and never got made. It's a lot, and I think this is a J.J. Abrams project too. So I don't know.
It's true. It's only in development at the moment. It is only in development at the moment. You're right.
You know how to make this movie perfect? You're talking about directors. If they get Spike Lee to direct this movie, it's going to be like trifecta of like wokeness. It's going to be so good. I'm going to be like the preachiness that comes from this movie. The dude, it'll be palpable. You'll walk out of the movie with so much. You'll walk out of the movie with so much white guilt. You want to neck yourself. Like at the end of it. That's the level that they're probably going to go to with this film. I do not want to see this film. I do not care.
I honestly think they just announced it just to test the waters to see what the reaction would be.
The reaction from the white and the black community was pretty negative.
Yeah, so that's why. Yeah, I feel like it's just gonna fall through. Honestly,
I see what I see is I see more people against this, and I see people for it, which is actually a good thing. And this is actually unexpected. I didn't expect as much people, Snyderverse, DC, regular people, to be against this, which is a good thing. This is a great fucking thing. This is the one time I think Warner Brothers should listen. But see, this is the other thing. And I just want to say that I am openly going to pirate and bootleg this film. It will not be supported. I will not I will pirate this movie.
My brother, you're not going to support our brothers in the theaters?
Wow.
Nah. I'll go to their Static Shock. This is the sad thing about it. This is the sad thing about it. Just like Paul said earlier, we are getting sloppy seconds again. And the fact is that they are so willing to dump Clark Kent. And this is what WB thinks. If we make him black, it's going to fix everything.
Oh.
That's what they're thinking, which is dumb.
I don't see how. I don't see how.
What is their thinking? Which is
because they're producers that don't understand fans.
No. But can we try and step into Warner Brothers' thought process here? right? What are they thinking?
They're doing-
apart from
they're doing what the rest of Hollywood's doing,
Black Lives
man.
Matters. Wait. Apart from Black Lives Matter is like a big thing at the moment, and you wanna get more representation in your universe. You've got a Justice League that has 2 black characters in it already, right? So is the thinking that, Green Lantern failed, so I'm not sure about Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, he's a little bit weird, he's from Mars, so let's just fuck it.
Could you imagine Michael B. Jordan as
No. This comes from a fundamental misunderstanding of characters from these Warner Brothers execs. Because if they looked at their animated stuff, it's doing huge. People know who Martian Manhunter is because they watched Justice League when they were kids. Like, people know who these characters are, like the Flash, etc. Because they didn't even have to read a comic; they could have watched the animated series, right? This is the problem: is that they are absolutely going full woke with this. This is absolutely a tokenism thing.
Preach, my brother.
It's completely a tokenism thing. And so now everyone knows it. African Americans are picking up on it. The white people are picking up on it. Everybody is picking up on the tokenism. Is like, there was a comment that another person read out on their channel, like where they were reading under the announcement, and a black woman was there going, "Can you please stop converting your characters to black and then offering them up to us? Like, we don't want your second place thing." So
no,
it's like,
dude,
it's like, literally.
I don't want to make this a general. I know you do. So I get that, but I don't want to make this like a general philosophy. I'm honestly.
No. What I'm saying is that we have Static Shock. K-Dot's talked about Static Shock just now. I'm more excited about that. And I watched Static Shock, the cartoon, when I was a kid.
I'm excited about that, but I also think that's a misstep because I think, look, we don't need Static Shock right now. We need the fucking Justice League. We need the guys who are on the Justice League. We need to build up towards that team. You could do Static Shock after we've got. It's another Blue Beetle. We need.
Well, you can't have it. Zatanna is that's the thing. You're saying the same thing across the broad spectrum here, because Zatanna is involved with Clark. There's a storyline with her. She's just gonna have a standalone with no Superman, no other people, because she's like an anti-hero. This is the insanity.
She's part of Justice League Dark. She doesn't really have any villains. She doesn't have anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway,
so it's really weird to do a single movie with her.
Pickle, go, man.
We need the reparations cinematic universe, and I need it now.
Wow.
And seriously, no, I would.
Okay, go.
Cut the white man like you've been doing for hundreds of years, nerd man, and I'm fucking tired of it. I'm not kidding. I'm about to go off on you, nerd man. No, I'm kidding.
Right.
But seriously, I would rather have Robert Downey Jr. from Tropic Thunder. I want Robert Downey Jr. from Tropic Thunder, a guy disguised as a dude playing another dude, playing this Superman. And dude, humans are sick and vile, disgusting fucks. We are interested in this movie. Even though we're going to shit on it, we're going to go watch it. We're going to watch it, and this movie is going to make money because people are evil.
I'm a bootleg.
Wait, are you saying that you want a white man playing a black dude as Black Superman? Is that what you just said?
I am.
That would be right.
I want to.
At this point, just cast. You could cast Jaden Smith to play Black Superman, right? I mean, if we're gonna have a fucking clown fiesta, might as well invite the whole circus, right?
Yeah. You know, they did have a Black Superman once. It was called Hancock. And that movie was shit on, and I actually really enjoy that film.
Yeah,
so,
I know that movie's necessarily bad. K-Dot, man, what were you gonna say?
I just want to say is that I'm a white dude playing a black dude about to play a Superman dude. That's what Philosophical wants. That's what he wants.
And I just want to say that there's characters for instance, you mentioned I could even add another black character. You could add Mr. Terrific. He's a black character in DC. That's very interesting. He leads the Justice Society. You could have a different group right there.
That was Justice League Detroit. Yeah, he did lead that.
There's interesting black characters like Jon Stewart. Once again, you could do him. I don't get it. They have the people to use, but it's like they see an icon, and Superman's an icon, right? But now they want to affirm the icon, and how can we wow? So we're gonna wow with a black Superman. I wouldn't be surprised down the road we have a gay Superman. Like I wouldn't be surprised by DC because they or like he's a trans Superman. Like
it really again. I mean, again the whole thing of the like generalizing this philosophy. I know some of you here like are just against race swapping, and I'm kind of starting to see why when you have ridiculous ideas like this, it's like you give a mouse a cookie,
lazy, and
it's just you give a mouse a cookie, and then they keep on going. So it's like, you know, I was perfectly fine with James Gordon, black, fine. You know, some other characters you can kind of like change around. But there are certain iconic characters, like what has Superman got to do with the black experience? What possible thing can you derive out of it naturally, that comes naturally from that story, that isn't forced upon that story, that has anything to do with you know, our experience, or what, you know, or to say something about like what our problems in society or whatever? It's just completely artificial and stupid. And you know, again, you could make an Elseworld that is kind of cool. You know, Superman in the 30s, and he lands here and he's black. It could be interesting, but you need a main story. You need a main Superman first. You need that. You know, we need to build, as I said, towards a Justice League. So let's finish off with box office on this one.
Man, I wanted to say this real quick. I'll say if anything for Superman, this is the only time, if you're ever trying to touch upon social issues with Superman, if you really want to go there and have him relate to people, this is the only group of people that Superman should relate to ever, if you ever go this far. And that should be people who are in his predicament. They are refugees, immigrants from their own home, and they can't return. That's when, like, they haven't really made a Superman movie that actually appeals to audiences that go through what Superman went through. He's the last. I mean, nobody can relate to being the last of their species on the planet. Nobody cannot relate to that. But people can relate to being refugees from places.
And you could do that with like a Brainiac story with the, you know, the lost city of Kandor, like being on his ship or something. So that's a good point.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. But trying to make Superman black is literally forcing an agenda, forcing the black experience onto a character that doesn't go through that at all. Yeah, it's like making Harley Quinn black.
Oh God, no! Please.
So what if they
No, it would be terrible because you'd have to change her entire like character. Like you would change the way she speaks because. Dude, she's black now. That's what you would do because they tokenize her. They change her into a sassy black woman.
Yeah, you know what they would do. Yeah. She would start using cocoa butter lotion on her hair. She'd have
the afro. She'd be doing I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to do the archetype because it'd be seen as racist. But everyone knows what I'm talking about.
Dude, she would literally be out there putting cocoa butter lotion in her hair, twerking on cars and shit before they're fighting the villain and shit. I want to see that shit.
They did make Black Canary black.
Yeah, that is hard. That movie is terrible, not because of race swapping, but because it's just a shit film. Or in general, it's a terribly written film.
And
guys, we're speaking over each other, man. One at a time. Go on. Sorry, who was?
And Journey Smollett was a shitty Black Canary too. She only used
completely agreed.
Sucks.
Yep, it was terrible. It was terrible. Yeah. Dudes, final box office. I'm gonna go with box office for this. This is gonna bomb. Black Superman, unless it's like an Elseworld in the Joker style, like really, and it really separates itself and establishes that's what it's doing, like an Elseworld Joker style Superman, Black Superman, and they're doing a proper Superman. Other than that, this film's good. This film's bombing in the box office completely. If they try and make this the mainstream Superman, I go for bomb.
So I just heard next. Okay, next.
No, hang on. Generally, I would say I'm going to give it this. General audiences on both sides of the race fence are sick of being preached to. 100 million max on this movie.
Because the Earth is filled with such dark, fucking sick fucks like myself and like you guys, I'm going 675 million.
I'm going $3 and a bag of Skittles. So
I don't think it's gonna get made. I think they're not gonna make the movie.
What if it is
I'm
though?
going with Lantern.
So $0. So $0.
What if it is made?
If it is made, I'm
If it is
giving it probably 250 million. If it is made.
Yeah. At least as much as Superman Returns, if it actually gets to theaters.
Oh God, no, it won't make that much.
Oh, that's too high. That was a 300.
That's way too high. No way. People are so sick of it, man. Look at Twitter's response to it. People are sick of being preached at. That's why the Oscars are dying.
You can't. Don't think because Twitter's sick of it that means it's that's going to
These are the
happen
people
in real life.
No, I don't think it's going to be real life, but I'm saying like it's a
know.
microcosm. It's a microcosm because there's no way there's going to be like a Black Panther phenomenon, man. Because Black Panther is actually black and from Africa, from an African country in the comics. This is race swapping a major character in DC and then saying, "Oh, look at us, we're diverse." People see straight through this shit.
You know what the best thing, certain like not being bad, but like the only thing that will push black people to go and watch this movie is probably if like a bunch of people were like, "Oh, you shouldn't race swap and you should do all of this stuff." I think we all think that already. I mean, I really do. I think the only reason that we'll kind of rebel against it is if people come out and start being like really overly. I'm not saying that's what anyone here is doing, but being overly, I don't know, like kind of. If people come out in a kind of more racially charged way against this movie, I think that's the only, but I still don't think it will make that much. I really don't.
Well, at least, I mean, it's still a good thing to show. Like, judging from the outrage on Twitter and everywhere else, because, you know, people say people don't care about Superman anymore. People still care about Superman. The fact that we got this much outrage for it, people still care about Superman. It's just, you know.
No, people care about Cavill because they announced his birthday, and people were outraged at that because people wanted Cavill to come back.
No, man, don't
people
like 5
care
movies
about
to get
Superman. Yeah, I was gonna say we need to move to the next one. All right, let's go.
Is that Batgirl next?
We could do Batgirl. I was gonna go to another big one, but
what?
Okay.
Let's go to a big one. That's stupid.
Yeah. Let's go to a big one.
Batman.
All right. I've got. Yeah, I was going to do the Batman next, but like the Suicide Squad. I was going to go to Suicide Squad.
Well, that's the next one. That's like literally the next one to come out for DC. So
yeah.
But can I go first? To get mine.
Yeah, go for it.
Suicide Squad, box office. James Gunn, he got his Guardians rep. That's really all the rep he gets for himself, Guardians and stuff. I'll say 800 to 850 million.
K-Dot, does someone have a gun to your head right now?
Dude, James Gunn and the cast alone, they are going to draw the people.
I don't got nothing against this. Like, this is me. I'm just being honest. I don't like this roster of the Suicide Squad. I wish I had some of my characters I wanted, especially Deadshot or Deathstroke on it. Then I'll be like, oh my gosh, coming in my pants and stuff. But I like some of this roster. I'm here for King Shark because he's a freaking shark. I'm here for King Shark. That's all I'm here for.
I'm here for him tearing someone in half too.
Please turn on your camera. I want to see the person that has a gun to your head right now.
And
oh my God, Warren, jump out a window.
And Idris Elba's character looks pretty cool. He kind of seems like he'll be the Deadshot.
Jesus Christ.
So I'll be happy with.
You notice that K-Dot's not talking with his camera on for a reason, right? So I'm not gonna believe this.
Nah,
you never
Pickle agrees. I agree with him. I think it's going to be in the 800 millions as well. I think it's going to be like the Guardians of the Galaxy for DC. That's what I really think. Minus the music.
Yeah, so this movie has Harley Quinn. It has John Cena, people who love him. It has Idris Elba. It has James Gunn, his Guardians rep. It has Sylvester Stallone voicing King Shark. People seem to love the trailer. This movie is going to make at least 800 million.
I don't think
it's going to hit a billion.
With word of mouth, I think it could cross $1 billion. To be honest,
I think it might get close to about float around the 900. But like this movie, even if we think it looks like shit, like it's going to have some laughs in it. There's going to be some cool shit with Polka Dot Man throwing his polka dots, King Shark ripping people in half. It's going to be rewatchable, I think, if anything.
Yes,
and people are going to suck this movie's dick.
Whoa, buddy.
800.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, James Gunn is the biggest pull in this as well. Like his credits alone for directing and writing, it's just that's why he's got a Peacemaker show as well. Like this is why. Like and John Cena, like he's a big pull as well. But I agree with you. Those three, Harley, Margot Robbie, Idris Elba, and John Cena are like and that's why they're featured in the trailer. Like this is why. And then you've got like Peter Capaldi as well as Nathan the thinker, Nathan Fillion as well. Like so, you've got some big actors here, big comedic actors as well. That's an important point that you just said. This rewatchability is the big thing because it's comedic, and I believe it's going to have a very big comedic tone. That's going to be the rewatchability of this movie to go along with your friends again. I
just want to make sure of something. So, K. Dot, Paul, and Philosophical Pickle, you think Suicide Squad's going to be a major success?
Yes, for real.
Please.
Y'all got to give me a second.
Who's the snipers in your right now?
You see that man crying? That man crying just brings me joy every time I see it.
Hey, Warren.
Dude,
he's got to get a sec because he's got to think about those NDAs that didn't exist.
What's up,
I'm gonna go on to Nightwing and Lantern, man.
Hey,
Warren, what do you want to tell Warren?
I was gonna say, hey, I think I'm the only other like MCU lover on this stream other than you. Just letting you know, I'm not like a DC fanboy.
No, I know that. Okay. Here's my thing, right? My problem and this is just the DCU in general. I just want some consistency. Like, they kept Captain Boomerang. They kept there's a certain roster that's always kept, and I like Idris Elba. Don't get me wrong. I like John Cena. I think he's acted in other stuff too. I have no problem. But bring back K-Dot, you kind of mentioned. I like Deadshot. I like the Suicide Squad. I read up a lot of this stuff because they're interesting. Keep the core characters. I don't care about no Polka Dot Man, this vermin rat guy that I'm gonna see, some other guy that arms blow off. Who cares?
City. All New York City has its rats.
Who cares about that's not a who cares.
Dude, half the people in this movie are gonna be dead by the end of it. Anybody that doesn't think that.
Yeah, but
they're gonna be dead by the end of it. This is just a fact.
Okay, let me ask you, Paul. Bane was on the Suicide Squad. Would you have liked to see Bane on the Suicide Squad?
No, not this for Suicide Squad. No.
But he's on.
Even if it was Tom Hardy Bane, and I like Tom Hardy as Bane. The movie has issues, but I like Tom Hardy as Bane. Even Tom Hardy in this, I like the tone that this movie's going for. It's not going for that dark, dreary tone that we've seen 100 times before. I want DC. DC has lighthearted stuff. This is the thing. Shazam was a breath of fresh air because it was lighthearted.
Because it had intelligent jokes. Because it had intelligent jokes.
I'm so sick of dreary. I'm not looking for quips every 5 seconds like the MCU does.
Well, that's what we're gonna fucking get in this.
No, I don't think so, man. I think they showed us. I don't think they showed us every joke, man. I think they showed us some.
Oh, they didn't. I can tell you that
that's right.
Every joke. Because
they got
every single second thing out of these guys' mouths is going to be a fucking joke.
Lantern just brought it up. Lantern just brought up the important point about this, which will get the DC fanboys on board. It has a traditional Justice League villain in it. It also has the traditional costumes of these characters.
So, that's why I like it.
That's James Gunn caring about the canon, man.
It's got the traditional.
No, hang on. That's James Gunn. Hang on. That's James Gunn caring. Hang on. Exactly. Dude, you're missing the whole point of this.
I'm not missing the point.
That is James Gunn caring about the canon of DC. For once, a fucking director and writer is caring about the canon of the comics. I'm so fucking sick of I want to put my own vision on it. I want to put my vision on it. No, fuck off. There's canon there for a reason. Bring it onto the screen. I'm so fucking sick of this. I want to put my own vision on it. No, dude, at least James Gunn is actually putting what's in the comics on the screen. For once, a director has the balls to put 80s comics on the screen. God damn, I'm so sick of this creative vision.
I don't think the movie looks good. I don't think the movie looks good, but I mean, we do complain all the time about Marvel movies being cookie cutter and DC being too dark. This is a good middle of comic accuracy plus it's kind of dark plus like it looks comic accurate. It looks. I don't think it looks good, but at least it looks like it doesn't look like just anybody directed it. It looks like a James Gunn movie. It looks like a filmmaker put his balls on the table and said, "Here it is. Here is me. Love me or hate me." I don't think it looks good, but I do respect.
Peacemaker's wearing a toilet on his head, and they make fun of that.
Wait. Zack Snyder did the exact same fucking thing.
I respect it. I respect
on his line with all of that shit that
I
he
respect
did.
it, but
That
I think
doesn't mean anything.
Movies.
Patty Jenkins did the same thing. She put her whole fucking career on the line with that Wonder Woman 1984. That was
I respect when they swing for the fences.
No, this isn't swinging for the fences.
No. That was Jeff Johns as well. Do not just give Patty Jenkins the shit for that.
This is not swinging for the fences. This is swinging for a bunt. This is a bunt kick. This is literally going to first base.
You know nothing about baseball.
You can't win if you don't get on base. Okay.
I played baseball for 11 years. You son of a bitch.
Gotta get on base.
No. I've got to go off on this one. This is the problem with DC, and this is another pattern of failure. That it gets.
This movie is going to blow your brains, man. It's going to blow out the box office like it's going to blow up, man. This movie is going to be the most successful of this slate, I think. In my opinion.
Thanks for letting me finish. There, Paul. Right? I am fed up of DC going over to Marvel, digging through their rejects, and then getting them to direct movies instead of finding DC's own lane to actually do things, finding its own voice. The movies that have made the most money in the DC and been the most successful critically have been those that have a specific DC voice, not trying to copy Marvel. And this one looks a lot like a joke fest. It looks like Guardians of the Galaxy, a cheap knockoff of Guardians of the Galaxy to me. And I don't think Snyder fans are going to appreciate it, and they're a big part of the DCU fan base. Lantern, please, man.
All right. Well, yeah, man. I don't think the movie's going to make more than 400 something million. And I'm basing that off of Godzilla vs. Kong this year. This movie's coming out August. Right. Theaters still won't be 100% capacity, guys. There's no way it's making 800 million here. But it still looks like a decent movie. Think about the first Suicide Squad film. That was average.
The Suicide Squad video game might do better than the Suicide Squad movie.
And video games making a lot of money. And they're releasing Suicide Squad on HBO Max same day as theaters.
Yeah.
So, people
Lantern,
will be able to
stop
see
speaking with so much intellect and speak with more emotion.
Come on, right?
Okay, so my prediction for the movie, I can't. You guys have 800. I'm gonna bump it down to probably 650, max 700. I don't. Man.
That's still be
no, don't give me the Starro villain is a major. It's a Green Lantern villain, I believe.
The Justice League villain, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but I believe he does have so maybe they might hint something there. Who knows? We don't know, right? Because they might actors have a hush hush, right? But my thing is, I'm just. It kind of bothers me if Paul, you said accurate. Then why not? Why is there no Deadshot though? Deadshot's always been.
There's different rosters of this dude. No, he's not. He's playing.
He's playing whatever. You don't even know because you haven't heard of the fucking character before.
Hey, Starro was introduced.
No one had heard. Dude, you want to hear this? Okay, counter to your argument. No one heard of the Guardians of the Galaxy before that movie, and that made that movie blew up hard.
Marvel had confidence, as you
said.
Hang on.
No, it wasn't. You know who made that movie? No. That movie was nothing without James Gunn's vision, man. He was the one that had the soundtrack, the mind to put the soundtrack in the movie, to have a link to the emotional stuff of Peter Quill. That was all James Gunn's vision, all of it. But that's what made the movie successful.
The reason
here's a counter to that as well.
People trusted after the Avengers, after Facebook,
what's the biggest gripe? What's the biggest gripe with Man of Steel and BVS? What's the biggest gripe that DC fans have with Man of Steel and BVS?
MSK, stop, please.
The fundamental mischaracterization of Superman by Snyder. Not understanding who Superman is as a fundamental character. You know why? Because he didn't pick up a comic and read it and understand who Superman was and try to deconstruct him in BVS. Terrible.
Okay.
At least James Gunn is giving these characters life, right? And knows the comics. Obviously, he's read the comics. He said he's read the comics. He's passionate about the project, which means this movie is going to be just like Guardians, where he's taking unknown characters, putting them on screen as they are in the comics, and he's making a comedic movie out of them. He knows what he's making. That's why I trust him. That's why other people will trust him too. That's why this movie is going to make at least 800.
Okay. All right. MSK, K-Dot, before we move on to the Batman, I'm sorry, we kind of took over this little section. So MSK, man.
For me, there's some black people playing loud music over there anyway. Doesn't matter to me. So
why they have to be black?
Oh no, they are.
Why you point it out, huh?
Oh no, it's just
what do you mean, you people?
Yeah. Oh, what?
What?
No, I was watching some porn. Okay. It's hard to say. 650. That's the highest.
I agree. What do you think of the quality of this movie? Just general.
It's fun. I like the trailers actually. It looked fun. Like Suicide Squad.
You guys are nuts.
Like Suicide Squad is not supposed to be like Guardians of the Galaxy. They're actually it's mixed with serious and danger. It's pretty dark. It's serious. Watch here. This is just easy homework. Go watch Assault on Arkham. There you go. Watch that. That's a Suicide Squad. That's what they are. Yeah. It's like dangerous, but it's serious too. There can be jokes. So I don't really care, because people gotta stop doing this. When you go to the movies, it's supposed to be fun. They're supposed to make you laugh. I'm not trying to sit through a movie like a fucking funeral. I like to laugh, but if you have Harley Quinn talking about her ass and her TikToks in that movie, I'm probably not going to care about that. So, I don't know. It looks pretty solid though, so I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna watch it. It'll look pretty good. I mean, has James Gunn really did a bad movie though? Has he? I've only ever seen his Guardians stuff.
I've got something to say to you.
Yeah.
It's raining. It's raining. It's like angels smooching over us. Okay. K-Dot, dude. Last word before we move on to the Batman, the big one.
Well, Suicide Squad, I told you guys earlier, I'm here for King Shark because he is a shark. This movie, and I'm over here thinking 2022. I'm not thinking 2021. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to drop my box office prediction. I'll drop it down to 650. 650. That's
okay. They put down the gun. I got it. Good sniper, man. Whoever you are. Good.
And I was there thinking, man, calm down, Warren. I'm thinking 2022. But right. Yeah, I'll drop it down to 650. If it makes more than 650 this year, that's really freaking good.
Excellent work, Gunman. Thank you. Good job.
I think it makes no more than Mortal Kombat and Birds of Prey.
I think it's on it. I believe this will make more than both because you have James Gunn directing this. James Gunn directing
not only
already boosting it.
Mortal Kombat was half on streaming, man. That your prediction is biased as hell.
So is Suicide Squad. This one is
it's not. Actually. No, it's not. It's not half on streaming. It's released in the cinema exclusively. It's not being released on HBO Max.
It's released on HBO Max at the same time, dude.
I don't
it's
believe
this year.
That.
It's in August, dude. It is.
Oh yeah, Suicide Squad is on HBO Max and theaters this year too.
See, I count box office. I count HBO Max and theatrical together as my prediction. Like when I say these predictions.
Okay.
I'm talking about what would it be if it were
worldwide? Worldwide, you're incorrect. Domestically, yes. Worldwide, no. Worldwide, they're releasing in cinemas. Australia, for instance, is cinema only. They won't be releasing.
Yeah, but you know what happens when it gets on the stream, right? You know what happens.
You know what happens when a movie comes out in 2021 after there's been shit all movies all year in the cinema? It makes millions of dollars.
Nomadland wins Best Picture,
and we don't have COVID everywhere here, man. So that's why it's going to make a lot of money because no one's scared to go to the cinema here. We're craving movies here.
I think Nomadland winning Best Picture is really a telltale that people are desperate and thirsty for movies right now.
Yeah, that's correct. Facts.
That is so here, JG.
The
All right,
fact
let's
that I
go on
haven't,
to
watched
let's
half of
go
those
on to the
movies on the
Batman,
list.
and I don't even know once again if we're even going to be able to finish this list. We'll see. But,
Batman gets a reach around from the Joker in this movie.
Batman.
$1 billion. That's my take.
I want you to hit me.
$1 billion.
Look, go on. I mean, let's just go.
It'll be this. What happens when you put a reach around joke in your movie? It fails.
Now, I actually think that the Batman isn't going to reach 1 billion simply because it's going to be too dark for some people, like the soccer
It's
moms.
7. They're literally saying 7. They're
I'm
saying
saying
seven.
like the soccer moms who would go see the Eternals.
What about Joker?
Who is a family?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good point. Damn, that's a good point. Fuck you, nerd
Batman,
man. Good
Batman,
point.
Batman
But-
equals $1 billion to me. That's my take.
Does it?
Yep.
But I think the
BVS
Joker
didn't crack $1 billion.
I think the Joker was such a great film. I don't know if I think Batman's going to be a good film. I don't know if it's going to be as great as Joker. The fact that it had Joaquin
Reeves is
Phoenix
an
in it.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, but
go on,
the
continue.
average person doesn't really know that Matt Reeves directed the Planet of the Apes movies. A lot of people still see Pattinson as the Twilight guy. It didn't have Joaquin Phoenix in it, so I think it's going to hit about 950 million. But there are going to be some soccer moms who are thinking, "Am I going to go see the Eternals or Batman?" I'm going to go see the Eternals, and I think it's a little too dark for some people, but it's still it's going to draw so many people in that it's going to be close to $1 billion. But I don't think it's going to quite be there. I think it'll be their third most popular movie that they're coming out with in the slate.
So is there like a machete in the back of your yard?
In your MCU fanboy fantasies, is this not making over $1 billion? Philosophical pickle.
If
in your
it-
MCU fanboy fantasies, this
Yeah, I'm a
This is going to
fanboy.
smoke all of your little Marvel
I'm a
movies.
fan man.
Okay,
Okay.
nerd man.
up.
Nerd man. Some snipers in your house too. So stop it.
No, but seriously, think about. Let's take away. Come on,
This
like,
isn't
seriously,
making $1 billion. This movie is not making $1 billion.
It's not making $1 billion because
All right,
of the
mark
reasons I
my
said,
words.
and I'm right. I'm just always right.
And it's
You're
not
always
because
wrong.
it's not because of the Eternals. I just think people are just
I know.
done. Who cares? Like, I love Batman. I don't care about this movie. I really am not hyped for this
You
movie.
want to know why I feel? Here's my take, and it's not. It has nothing to do with Batman. It's the same thing to do with Superman. They just need to keep one actor. You know why the DC?
Yeah.
You know why Marvel was successful outside of how they do their stuff, right? They kept the same actor for years and years and years.
Yeah. They signed him for 6 movies. Like,
Yeah, they signed
Chris
him for
Evans was
6
signed for
movies.
3 Captain Americas and 3 Avengers
Like,
films.
We didn't get like 3
So?
different Captain Americas or 3 different Iron Mans or.
When you switch out the actor over and over again, people can't gain the rapport with them, man. It's like
We
that's
don't
why
know
like
that. We don't know
Dude,
that. We don't
Robert
know
Pattinson, it's a one-off movie.
Actually,
Matt
yes,
Reeves has
sure,
said this
nerd.
over and over again, man. It is
How-
one-off
how
movie.
do
It's
we
not
know
part of
that?
the universe.
Nerd, here's an example.
Tell me what research that
example.
you've got.
The
there.
only
Go
reason,
on.
okay, the only way they'd make a sequel to this film is if it does make $1 billion. That's what I'll say.
All right, and Paul here, okay, for here, I'm an MC.
What?
I like the Tom Holland Spider-Man, right? But people today, and I have nothing against people's opinion, believe that Peter Parker, Tobey Maguire, some people believe Andrew Garfield was the better. That's 3 different actors that played Spider-Man. There's an example right there, and there's conflict with that. I mean, I personally like them. I like them
Tom
all.
Holland is making $1 billion movies.
No,
Tom Holland's
but that's-
making $1 billion
Warner Brothers
movies.
isn't making $1 billion movies,
but they're
man.
not.
They are
but
not making $1 billion movies.
That's not my point.
Tom
My
Holland's
point was-
last Spider-Man movie
No, I'm
made $1
saying-
billion.
Nerd,
I
That-
just
that's
said
not my-
Warner
Nerd, that
Brothers
wasn't
is
my
not making
point
$1 billion
about the money.
movies.
Nerd, my point wasn't about
They
the
just
money.
made
My-
Joker. They made Aquaman. What are you talking about? They are making $1 billion movies.
Not in their main sets of things. Not Elseworld stories, sure, right? But if
Aquaman
you're saying-
is in their main set of things. It just made $1 billion. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
they
Paul?
changed the director. They lightened the mood. They didn't have echo sonar locations underwater. It was an easy, accessible movie for 4 corners. There's a lot of reasons why Aquaman was a success, other than outside the DCEU. There's very much a lot of reasons why, and
Can I
it
say
doesn't
one more
have
thing?
anything to do with Snyder's vision.
Nerd,
Please,
man,
philosophical
we're also
pickle, go.
we're forgetting one crucial part of this equation. There are going to be a lot of scorned, angry Zack Snyder fans who are Restore the Snyderverse who are not going to see this movie in spite just because it's not what they want. Like, there's going to be
That too.
hundreds of thousands of Snyder fans who are saying this movie may look good, but I'm not going to see it because it's not my vision.
Yeah, and nerd, that wasn't
hundreds of
my
thousands,
point.
like maybe like 100,000.
Nerd, that wasn't my point about
200,000.
These are the same people that repeat viewed the Snyder Cut, man, on HBO Max over and over again.
Don't you think some of them will not watch this movie on purpose? Because it's not their Batman?
That's not going to affect it. I don't think.
Again, I'll say
there's
to make a
enough.
billion, you need repeat viewing. You need to have repeat viewing at the cinema to get to a billion.
Basically, Matt Jarbo might not go on shit. So yeah, you might have a couple of Snyder fans.
We're already lost if you bring that dude up as some sort of victory dance.
But my thing is that I just want to end my point was that I wasn't comparing about money. I was just saying that's three different actors, and people wanted each. There's splintered groups about I like Toby, I like Andrew, because if they just kept one actor, it's a different story. If I guarantee you, and I can stand by this, and I only like a few DC characters. I guarantee you, if DC kept signing people on for multiple movies, they would have a better franchise right now. They would, hands down. I'm not a biggest DC fan, but I guarantee you, if Cavill would sign on for years, if I don't know, Ezra Miller, even though I'm not a fan, was signed on for years, because we don't know, it's a different story. Because at least you know what you're getting. You know what I mean?
But Warren, the one person that they have signed on more than anybody is Wonder Woman, and Gal Gadot is terrible as Wonder Woman. So when they do keep characters,
she has 40 million Instagram followers.
Yeah, because people like looking at her face, but she's not a good Wonder Woman.
She's not bad either. But
I'm not on board with that. I'm not on board with Mac. I would say her acting actually went up in Wonder Woman 84. The script was trash fire, and that movie is dumpster fire overall. But her acting went to another level in that movie, and that's what I'll give her credit for. Her like the crying scene, even though I don't agree with the story beats of that movie, the part where she was weeping over him, that was convincing to me, even though the story beats are garbage in that movie, and that whole scene is garbage.
Story beats are garbage?
The acting in that movie was great. Like she's good at her job.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that? The story beats were garbage. What are you trying to say?
Well, what is the story?
The wish machine. The wish machine. The magic. The magic. Yeah. The fact that she talked to the whole. I learned how to fly because I remember Chris. He told me in my head that flying's easy, and that's how I learned how to fly. Like that sort of trash story beats. That's what I'm talking about. The invisible jet that has jet fuel to get to another continent. That sort of story beat.
Felix, I'm about to subscribe to you because you're so funny. I can't believe you said there was great acting in that movie.
K-Dot, what do you think? Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, is she a bad actress in Wonder Woman? In Wonder Woman 1 and Wonder Woman 1? I think she's great in Wonder Woman 1. I think 2, not so great. But
I think the script let her down in that movie. That's what I'm saying overall. Wait, how did we pivot to Wonder Woman?
I don't know.
Wait.
Yeah,
we should be talking about Batman. I was just kind of like.
I was saying that we Warren was saying that he wants them to sign on actors for long periods of time. I was saying the actors
actually,
that
I had a
they
really
sign
good
on
point on
suck.
that. I had a really good point on that. Could you imagine if they signed Henry Cavill for 3 films and announced it and said they're doing Man of Steel 2? Do you realize how much people would be hyped for that? I'd be hyped for that. Do you know how much that would rejuvenate Warner Brothers right now if they had gone, we're going to do Man of Steel 2 and we've also signed Henry Cavill for 2 other movies? People would lose their minds. The hype beats for Warner Brothers would be on hard. But you know what they do instead? We're going to do a Black Superman and Blue Beetle.
Dude,
to be honest, watch our movies.
To be honest, they released the Snyder Cut, and you would have thought that would be like a great thing for Warner Brothers, and everyone just got a shit on for it. Yeah. If they probably said tomorrow that Henry Cavill is going to be, they're going to do a Man of Steel 2, they'll probably complain and find all the executives that didn't let Man of Steel come out. You're
talking about the Snyder, the toxic people.
Yeah, no, that's a big part of those people who like the Man of Steel. Right, they're the big part of that. That's the Snyder fans. They'll probably they'll find a way of shitting on Warner Brothers because of it. And now, please, MSK, K-Dot, Tell us what you think of the Batman, and if you think it's gonna make bank.
I think it's gonna be a great movie. That trailer looked amazing. I know there are people saying it doesn't feel like a Batman movie. I mean, you can just take the knife and slit your throat because that looked like a Batman movie.
Damn.
Holy shit! Like there are people going, "Oh, it doesn't look like a Batman movie." Just actually get a knife, put it into your throat, and put it far as you can.
Who's
That's
who's the guy with the machete in your room too now? So
I don't know. I just don't agree on certain casting choices. But other than that, I like the trailer though. It looks pretty good.
I mean, I like the trailer. I'm gonna give it 900 million, nerd. That's my honest
I think
take.
900 million, lowest $1 billion max. It's Batman though. It's gonna get money. It's Batman. Let's be honest. It's gonna get money regardless. It's literally Batman. He's like DC's moneymaker. It's just how it is.
Dude, I don't.
Robert Pattinson's Batman. That's
Hell yeah,
what it
dude.
is.
Okay.
Hey, sparkling vampire. Sign me up.
It's
man.
emo Batman looking through the bushes with his black eyes.
Hell yeah.
That's the thing. This
And
is
he looks-
anecdotal.
and I've got a prediction.
I melted down the gun that killed my
prediction-
parents and stuck it in my suit, Batman.
We don't
That's what
know
it
that's
is.
the case yet. We don't know that's the case yet. And literally, I've got a prediction. Sorry, Robert Pattinson will be the best Batman to date.
That's fine.
K-Dot. What are you saying now?
Bale is a character actor, man. Like that dude gets into the mind of people. Like for when he did
So is Rob Pattinson.
American Psycho, he literally got up every morning and did the same routine that he does in American Psycho as the dude. This guy is like a beast actor. He lost for Mechanist, he lost like 100 kilos or some crazy thing to become so skinny, and then he bulked up huge for Batman. And they're like, no, we're going for lean Batman. So he had to literally lean down his bulk. This dude is I can't even. My brain is thrown. Do you think Robert Pattinson's going to beat Bale as Batman? No.
Bale is a phenomenal actor. Bale is a phenomenal actor, but he chose a really bad acting choice. That Batman voice. We're never going to be able to get away from it. In The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises, that Batman voice took over, and it's about.
Where is he? Swear to me. Swear to me.
I'm sorry, you can't get over that. And the fact is, yes, he's a better actor than Robert Pattinson. But if Robert Pattinson does a cool Batman voice and just acts like as he's been acting in the past few movies, he's going to be the best
forehead, helmet suit. Yes.
Well, that's the thing too. I'm not always trying to compare someone to Christian Bale because that's a pretty big comparison. It's like what people do after movies. Was this superhero movie as good as The Dark Knight? No, well, they can't be because that's one of the best comic movies ever made. No. Robert Pattinson, for him to do well in this movie, needs to be his own Batman. That's what he needs to do. That's all he needs to do. Why would you ever try to be Christian Bale? You don't need to do
Completely
that.
agree.
Just be your own Batman. People need to stop doing that. He won't be as good as Christian Bale. Let's be honest here. He's not gonna be as good as that.
I think he'll be better.
He could be. If he's his own Batman, he could be better.
Why'd you say that, Lantern?
Go watch some of Robert Pattinson's movies. You know what I'm saying? He's a really good actor. He's very good. He's very good. And this might be anecdotal. It is anecdotal. But every time I talk to a female person about the Batman movie, and I mention that Robert Pattinson's going to be in it, they get excited. They don't even care about Batman until I bring up Robert Pattinson. You know what I'm saying? That's half your audience is female. You know what I'm saying?
That depresses me.
Yeah. I don't care who goes to the movie as long as people go to the movie. You know what I'm saying?
That's good for me.
They get wet as fuck.
It depresses me. It depresses me because they're just going for Robert Pattinson and they're going because of Batman. That's not an actual fan. That's just a fan of the actor.
Dude, 80% of the audience aren't fans. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't think so. I don't know if that's true.
Everybody knows who Batman is.
The Dark Knight made lots of money.
How many of those people read the comics?
They don't need
to.
Batman Begins.
You got the cartoons from the 90s and people,
that's 1 million people. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look at the numbers on this.
Bro,
stuff.
I guarantee if I were to walk up to a kid and say, "Do you know Batman, kid?" They'd be like, "Yeah." Do you know who the Blue Beetle? Who the hell is that?
Yeah, exactly. What the hell is a Blue Beetle? Is what they would say. All right, look, I'm saying this straight up. I don't know what crazy shit you guys are talking about. This movie's making $1.5 billion. It's making Joker money. There's no doubt in my mind that this is making Joker. If the cinemas are open, everything is okay. This is making Joker fucking money. That straight up. That trailer was fire. That trailer went fucking viral. Basically after. Why is everyone looking at me like why
no,
are people
man,
looking at me like that? That went
I'm
fucking
vengeance.
viral.
He
That was the
wails
best
on him
part of
like
the
King
trailer,
Kong.
Paul.
I'm
Paul, that's the best
vengeance.
part of the trailer.
The
What?
nerd man.
It's the best part of the trailer.
I'm
Nerd
vengeance. With my big
Yeah,
helmet
yeah.
head. That cowl is so bad. That cowl is the
The-
worst looking thing.
The trailer was great. It was fantastic. But I loved what MSK said that we need to stop comparing these actors to each other. It's what people do in sports a lot. I don't know how many of you are into sports, but like
Oh, I am.
when a new quarterback
Yeah,
comes
well,
out, it's like
It comes to
it's
sports
like,
analogy. Here we
like
go.
people are like Dak Prescott ain't the best ever, so he ain't good. He's trash. We don't have to compare these quarterbacks nowadays to Joe Montana, to Tom Brady. We don't have to compare Aaron Judge to
It's
Derek
fun,
Jeter.
though.
Like,
It's
let
fun.
them. I'm saying let them just. They don't have to be
Why
the greatest
not?
ever when it comes out. Just let them be good.
They
That's
kind of
good
have
enough.
to be the greatest
Now-
ever, though. Given Warner Brothers'
twofold.
like situation,
I have
they have to
twofold
be the
here.
greatest ever.
Now I think it won't hit
look
a
at the
billion
talent
because,
behind the movie. I
dude,
think-
people are Batman fanatics. There are going to be so many people, hundreds of thousands of people, who are going to say that's not my Batman. That like I don't like Michael Keaton's Batman because he doesn't, tickle my gooch. A lot of people are going to say I don't like the way he looks. Oh, I don't like the way he sounds. I don't like the way he does that. I don't like the way that Selena Kyle looks like that. I don't like that Riddler. There are going to be so many people who are going to nitpick this Batman that I don't think it's going to hit a billion, dude. I don't think it's going to hit a
agree
billion.
with that.
Don't forget Penguin's in this movie too.
You've got to.
He looks dope too.
I know
I
Penguin.
agree with. I
Penguin.
agree with that.
Yeah.
But I agree with that. But you've got to think about that opening box office weekend, right? So if it's got good, if there's enough people who like it, there will be those who nitpick it and say it's not my Batman. But if there's enough people who like it with a good opening weekend, I think you've got a $1 billion movie on your hands.
I want to piggyback off of.
Wait, hang on. Lantern, did you pivot away? Were you ever part of the Snyderverse people?
Yeah, I was.
Or did you,
I was like a leader in that group.
No,
leader.
hang on. That's what I thought about that. Have you pivoted away from that?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I don't like the direction they're going with that shit.
Yeah. So you didn't have.
So you're a rational person, in other words.
Yeah.
Okay. K dot was gonna. Oh, was it you, Warren, who wanted to piggyback? All right, come.
No, I was going to piggyback off of what Pickle said. Like, think about, like, Lantern, you were saying people don't know much about Batman. Bro, how many times people post on Facebook using a Batman meme from the 1960 cartoons? Like, come on, man. People know Batman. Even if they don't
I'm not saying they don't.
He's the most known character probably in comic history.
Like, it's
I'm telling you, most people
like DC comic characters
are
most known.
You know what I'm saying?
But I'm saying most people have
a basic knowledge. I'd agree with you in that way.
Everybody in the world knows who Superman is. Why
Most
doesn't this movie make more than
are more
$600
familiar
million?
with Marvel characters because of the MCU. I will give them that. But Batman is the most known character in comic history. Like,
all right.
And then Batman.
All right. So I use my crunchy sock. I use my crunchy sock to choke myself.
God.
All right.
I didn't know Jesus was a comic character.
How much money did Passion of the Christ make? All right.
Oh Lord, we're not going.
Well, yeah. What was it was like on their top for a bit until Deadpool knocked it off.
Yeah, like I was gonna choke myself later on with my crunchy socks, but
Ew.
We could do it now. Let's do it now. All right, cool, man. Let's go. Next one. I'm gonna do it right now. All right, let's go on to our last one. Yeah, I think we're gonna.
Is there a last one? So we're skipping Aquaman 2 and Flash and Zatanna.
We could also have another stream. It's always later.
We could do another stream because this is gonna.
Let's do Flash. Flash is the next one after.
Yeah, Flash is important to my heart. Flash is important to my heart.
Flash.
We'll do Flash, Zatanna, and that's it. All right, so Flash.
Okay.
What are we thinking?
Let me go because I love. I pivoted from Batman a long time ago. I love Barry Allen. He's one of my favorite DC characters. He's relatable. Personally, I would have wanted to start this new DC stuff with Flash because he's a core member of the Justice League. He's starting off Flashpoint. I don't understand why they did Black Adam first. I would have switched that order around so you have that. That's my first pet peeve. Second of all, Paul brought this up. We need Reverse Flash, and he needs to be damn good because Reverse Flash is a very interesting character who has even caused the Justice League problems. So he needs to be good. The story needs to be good because this is pivoting off of Whedon's his movie, right? So now that's another monkey that's on their back because it's like, well, we got to do a good movie. So Flash has a lot riding if they want to even think in the near future about a Justice League 2.
What do you think, box office wise? What do you think?
They need to cast Anthony Starr from The Boys
Flash
for
has
Reverse
Flash
Flash.
for me. This is gonna sound crazy. Flash, if it's done right, it should be $1 billion.
Okay. All right.
Flash should be.
Yeah. Well, if it's done right, I agree with
if
you.
it's done properly, it should be $1 billion.
My thing is quick. So imagine the same narratives and things that went into the first Wonder Woman movie, right? So it's not like Flash is not unknown, but the issue here is like, if he has a really good movie, like the first Wonder Woman movie, I think it'll be around $700-800 million. But that depends on other things going incorrect with this one. So you can't Ezra Miller. I'm not the hugest fan of the guy. I think he fucking sucks, but that's just my own personal opinion, right? The story's got to be good. And if there's no Reverse Flash, I think I'll just snap my neck because why would you put Flash one without Reverse Flash in it? Like I'll just actually jump out of.
Well, if you're gonna do a Flashpoint style thing, yeah.
If you're gonna do it, record it, please.
Well, to be fair, remember they changed the name. It's not called Flashpoint anymore. It's just called The Flash, which is good because that means it gets to be more standalone-ish, but can still do the whole running back in time type shit, which I think is a good idea. So I think the movie could do well in pivoting a couple of his villains. Maybe Captain Cold, Reverse Flash. Like maybe he's fighting Captain Cold in like his every day-to-day shit, and then having Reverse Flash as your bigger villain, which isn't too bad. The DC movies generally have two villains anyway, smaller guy than a big guy, so I think that's fine. The problem here is like people are comparing this to like Civil War on the lower scale of the cameos and the other people bringing in it. So are the cameos going to overshadow the actual movie though? Are people going to like it only because of the cameos? That's the issue you have.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the reason people are going to it.
See, that's the because like they announced Ben Affleck's Batman. Snyder fags are always going to be around it. Oh my god, my bad, dude. Sorry about that. So you have Snyder fanatics going.
Really?
So you have like Snyder fanatics. So you have like Snyder fanatics going. You also have.
I just want to make sure that people know that this channel absolutely supports the LGBTQ community.
I'm very happy.
We are friends.
I'm very happy
to gay people everywhere. Okay.
Welcome. yeah, my best friend is gay. I have one of them as my friend. I'm just kidding.
My boyfriend's gay, right?
Yeah, dude, same here. Yeah, same here. My boyfriend gapes me every night. I mean, it's just how it works. Dude.
All right, cool, man.
Going down a dark path here.
But yeah, dude, that's just pretty. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Just have a Reverse Flash, have a good story. Don't have it all be about the people you're trying to promote. Like, why do we have why Supergirl and Flash is beyond me? What are they gonna start having a threesome with each other with her and fucking Iris? I don't fucking know, dude. Like, why is Supergirl and Flash's movie that someone needs to answer that in this movie? Because like, is she just gonna be like?
Because they couldn't get Superman. That's why.
But what, like, Superman wouldn't have provided anything either. Like, I think
he's in the Flashpoint movie, man. Go watch Flashpoint on Netflix right now. Go watch it.
No, I know that. It's just like, well, why do you need him in Flash's first movie though? Can't he do it on his own? Like, Flash is a big enough character to be on his own.
Yeah, because they're doing Flashpoint as Flash's first movie. That's why.
If they didn't say Flashpoint, then it would have been okay. Like, I would have no problem if Captain Cold was the first villain for. But they said Flashpoint. That's the problem. In Flashpoint, there's Superman. No matter what, comics, the DC animated, there's a Superman. So it's like, well,
you're right. I mean, once you have Supergirl, two Batmans in this movie, you're doing Flashpoint. Once he's going back to save his mother, once there's an alternate timeline, you're practically doing Flashpoint. So you've got to have Reverse Flash. You've got to have certain elements. Yeah, go on, Phil.
Has it been confirmed? Is Thomas Wayne going to be in this movie?
We don't know.
I mean, so that's the thing is that like they're going to be the comic fans of the Flash and Flashpoint who are going to see this movie, of course. But like, fuck all that, man. They're going to be the old men, like Nerd Man, coming out the woodworks. Michael Keaton's in this movie. I remember Michael Keaton, dude. Michael Keaton is going to be the draw.
You just call me an old man, motherfucker.
I did. I'm a young man, but you're very sexy, so I'm sorry.
Just want to say that the channel is not against ages of any kind. We are not ageist here.
Well, it's like a joke between me and Nerdman, but dude,
Michael Keaton,
Michael Keaton being in if they put Michael Keaton in this, I guarantee when they release the first official trailer, maybe not the teaser, but the first trailer, the end shot will be Michael Keaton coming out of the shadows because they know they have to put that in there to make this movie make money. And I think that with Michael Keaton, with the Flash fans, I think it's going to make in the $700 million era.
Yeah, he'll fly down and he won't be able to move his neck.
Please find the machete man that's in the back of your yard. I want to know who's trying to.
How do you think I'm way off, Warren?
He must be cloaked, the machete man, because I don't know where. Flash is important, dude. Like
he's right over
Flash
here.
is a key member of the Justice League.
Yeah,
like,
but to you, but what about the general audience?
Me. It's not to me. Like, okay, for instance, if it's not to me, like, look what he did in the Snyder Cut. Like, how important was he? Like, if he doesn't go back in time and
that isn't canon, Warren.
How many people watched the Snyder Cut?
I know.
How many people watched the Snyder Cut?
We've got Flibbity Gibbet Flash from Justice League. That's who we've got.
I know
in
it's
this
not
movie.
canon. My point is
just save one. Just save one. I don't know how to use my powers, Batman. Tell me how to use my powers. That's the Flash we get in the second movie to do Flashpoint. This movie is a terrible idea. I don't like it. Once again, Warner Brothers is missing their brains when they greenlit this movie. It's not going to make a lot of
snipers at Warner Brothers too. I'm not. I just okay. Pickle, to answer your question, to be serious, Flash is if I were to look if I'm really looking at DC, I'm looking at Batman, Superman, Flash, then Wonder Woman. Honestly, I would have wanted a Flash movie before Aquaman. I'm being totally honest with you.
Mm-hmm. You what?
More than Green Lantern? More than Green Lantern?
Heck yeah!
Sorry, you said you are you talking about the order of their importance or something like that?
In order of importance, the Flash is way more important than most people. Than I mean, granted, you have the Trinity, but considering what Barry Allen done in the comics, he's way more important. He's way more important.
But I don't think enough people know that to make this go. Like we don't really like Marvel has made us think that every movie is going to hit $1 billion. Like we don't realize how hard it is to hit $1 billion. You have to be so popular and advertise so well. I don't think the Flash is a big. I love the Flash.
I mean, they had CW.
We all love the Flash.
They had a bridge right there.
But is it going to hit $1 billion? I don't think it will. I think Michael Keaton is the only reason that it'll even get close to $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because a lot of the Flash fans, like us, even the Flash fans are like, well, Ezra Miller isn't my Flash. His lightning is blue. He's stupid. He's too quirky. His hair's black. He might have choked somebody in real life. There are so many problems that I don't think this movie's going to get close to $1 billion.
Pickle, I guarantee you they're changing that blue lightning shit because clearly in the teaser they showed yellow lightning. So I
hope they do.
I'm gonna say 500 to 600 million is a conservative estimate on this movie, given the word of mouth may not be that great. Also, people don't like Ezra Miller in general, and them doing a Flashpoint.
That's not true. That's not true, dude. I don't know, like, where you got that from. Like, he told you that people don't like Ezra Miller.
The only people that like Ezra Miller,
people don't like Ezra Miller on the internet. People don't like Ezra. Yeah, but like, actually,
yeah, he chokeslammed a woman. Of course, they don't like him.
She was asking for it, though.
Oh my god, she
literally was asking for it.
Right?
She literally was asking for it. She was like, come on. So he did it, man.
I'm pretty sure that's what every DV perpetrator of DV says as well. So I don't know if I believe that excuse. Just saying.
I'm sorry to bring this up, but
my point
what
is,
happened with that situation?
I don't know.
Oh, please don't. Let's not go into that.
They all got drunk, and she went outside and said, "Hit me, boy," and he did. Yeah. That's what happened.
Yeah, exactly. And look, we don't know what was happening in that scenario. We have a very, very small little.
He looked like he was having
of what.
That small lanky man can move. Let me just say that.
And supposedly she isn't pressing charges, so really it is none of our business.
Yeah,
to be
he
quite
gave us some settlement money outside.
So okay, well he gave us settlement money outside. That means it's none
like,
of our
here's
business.
$100K. Don't sue me, please.
It's
no, man. Can I don't want to go off on this.
She accepted it. Go on.
I don't want to go off on this, but like it was like very curious to me because even if it was a joke or if it wasn't real or not, like I was surprised that like that happened, and then like a week later, like nobody's ever talked about it again when it apparently was real. I'm just wondering why don't people talk about it?
Because Hamada is enabling abuse. All right, we gotta stop Hamada from enabling abuse.
And if it is real,
Ray Fisher, is that you?
Where's his accountability? Oh, okay.
I heard Ray Fisher call out from the darkness.
They're enabling.
I was just curious because that happened.
Accountability over entertainment. Meanwhile, I go promote a movie that's going to make Walter Amada money. Cool.
And generally, will him maybe choking that fan affect some of the people going to watch it? I mean, like how many people know that happened?
But
Probably, quite a lot.
I think most people will forget about it by the time.
No, I think around the Ezra Miller haters, who, you know, I'm not saying they're wrong for hating him because of that or being angry at him because of that, but they will wait till about the time the movie's about to release and then start hitting the internet with, oh, you remember this guy, like he choked the girl and blah, blah, blah. And they'll do it over and over again. And yeah, it's going to impact some of the box office. If the media picks up on that, especially, then it will hit the box office. But
that's
as far as we know, either he settled with her outside, which again, that means it's none of our business because she's accepted his apology or whatever it is, or his money or whatever. So it's none of our business. Or we don't actually understand the context of what was going on there. And perhaps we're just being really hard on the guy because we actually don't know what happened in that video. So all we can go off is this guy's performance, really. And is he good in
Which
the
was
Flash
terrible.
or not?
And I'm just curious.
And people are saying it's terrible.
Why don't we know, like, the details of I'm just wondering, like, why, it fascinates me, why don't we know the details a year later? Like,
because
why did they drop the story? But why is every other story our business? Why is every other story of abuse our business, but this one isn't for some reason?
Amber Heard's on her, like, abuse run.
Because he's got he's got a better team of people who hide it from us. That is why. It's basically
that may be it.
We all know the true reason. Do you know the true reason why he's got away with it?
I know
because he's in a protected class. That's why.
I was waiting for you to say it.
I know that's exactly what you were. I know that's exactly what you were trying to angle at, and I just said it because I don't have a fear of saying.
I'm wondering. I'm genuinely wondering.
What protected class he's in? He's in the protected class, and that's why it's been hidden away. Because if he was straight, this would be everywhere right now. It'd be a DV it'd be like the DV poster board for against people against domestic violence. But because he's in a particular group of people or aligned with a particular people or his orientation is a certain type, he's in a protected class. And that's what this really is happening right now. These people can't be touched. This is just how it is. This is the truth. This is a blatant truth. Anybody that tries to argue against that or say that I'm against this particular class because I just pointed out a fact, it's a fact. People need to get over it. I think
everyone knows the movie. What about the movie?
Wait. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, philosophical pickle, by the way.
But yes, let's get back to the movie.
We could get back to the movie, but I must say something against that, which is, we are still innocent until proven guilty. There is due process.
Definitely.
That's why cancel culture exists.
Yes, exactly. And I'm against cancel culture. That is
I am against it too. I'm completely
against it. I'm against it even with Ezra Miller. Even if it's somebody who may fit into a narrative of, oh, look, it's this protected class that in Hollywood, and that's why nobody's talking about this. The fact is, yes, probably the media isn't talking about it because of that. That still doesn't mean he's not necessarily innocent of all charges. We don't know what actually happened. That's the facts of the matter.
I do agree with you there.
But anyway, yes. Now back to the film. And yeah, see you, Warren, dude. But anyway, so back to the film. I actually do think The Flash is more popular after the Snyder Cut than before. Whether you like the performance or not on this, on this panel, I think the Snyder Cut actually improved his character so much that he was one of the favorites of that film. He was one of the most improved in that film. And therefore,
except that character doesn't exist. That character doesn't exist. It's not canon. He's back to what he was in Justice League, a flippity gibbet that didn't do that reverse time thing at all. That is the canon of Warner Brothers.
That's
so
true.
We're getting
I wonder
that Flash.
how they're gonna
We're getting
address
that
that
Flash
because
in. Yeah, they have to. They have to show that he can go back in time.
I never thought of that because he didn't. Yeah, because in this timeline, it's
the
going to go
Snyder
from
Cut doesn't
Justice
exist.
League. It's going to go
in the
Justice
canon.
League, and then he's going to reverse time for the first time in Flashpoint. Yeah, that is kind of stupid.
Yep.
It would be a lot better if they made Snyder Cut. If they just
he's also
snapped up and said the Snyder Cut is canon. Because it's way better than the other movie.
That would be them admitting fault, and there's no way the studio is going to ever do that.
Yep.
But that's what I wanted to remind everyone of, that's where we are with the Flash. We have a boy rather, who doesn't know how to use his powers effectively, trips over his own feet, and Batman tells him to save just one person, so he doesn't even know how to be a hero. I just push people. Remember that line? That's canon Flash that we're getting now in his second movie.
Yeah, but the fact is, Paul, everybody still knows the Snyder Cut. It doesn't matter.
No.
It doesn't matter. Wait. Let me finish. It doesn't matter what Warner Brothers tries to push. Everyone sees the Snyder Cut as canon. Doesn't matter what Warner Brothers tries to push with it, unless they directly connect this movie in some way, like do flashbacks to Josh Whedon's cut of Justice League. I don't see how everyone isn't going to associate this Flash with the one that came out of the Snyder Cut. And best scene in the film is probably that him running back into running back in time. So again, I think there's a little bit of momentum, not that much momentum, but a little bit of momentum going into this film for the Flash now. My problem is mainly the writers of this thing. It's the Birds of Prey writer. I think they're going to go for another humorous Marvel style movie. And I think that is going to be the problem because it doesn't fit the tone of the story. The story is being done too quickly anyway. They're rushing the story as a Flashpoint story or Flashpoint-like kind of story anyway. And again,
but we all know why they're doing Flashpoint. This is an obvious thing.
We know why, because we can introduce Batman into
it. You know what? No. It's to erase the Snyder universe. That's what it's for. They are pivoting completely away from that. They're recasting a bunch of people, right? Batman, Superman, etc., etc. They are going to recast those people. They're pivoting. That's why your whole people consider the Snyder Cut canon argument has no water, man, because they're literally going away from that. That's why they're doing it so quickly, because they want to reboot their entire universe, and this is the way they can do it. That makes it appeasable to DC fans. They do it through this, and they reboot and change their actors for these characters in this movie, so that we can go forward with a prime universe with these new actors that they will hire for this. I'm telling you, that's what they're doing with Flashpoint. That's why they're doing it so fast, and it's to pivot away completely from Snyder's vision because they know that it didn't do well.
Well, yes.
Okay.
But I don't think Ezra Miller's the draw of the movie, Paul.
Keating is,
and Ben Affleck. Both those guys
yes.
going to be in the movie.
Is Affleck going to be in it? Confirmed?
Yep, that's 100%.
It's confirmed. It's 100%.
Affleck was confirmed.
So, Landon, what are you saying?
What was I saying? What was it?
You were saying that you don't think that
you said Ezra's not the draw of the movie.
Yeah, he's not the draw of the movie. Yeah, so I don't think it's going to make $1 billion. But the key, if the movie's not good, it doesn't matter if it's resetting anything. It doesn't matter if it's a reboot. If it's not good, it's a wash, right? It doesn't, what would matter if it reset everything if the movie's trash? You know what I'm saying? And look who's writing the movie. Look at the talent behind this movie. You got the guy who directed it and the chick who wrote Birds of Prey, right?
It's dead.
Yeah. And the movie's been in production for the last 6 years.
Well, I think the main issue for me that really that really is holding back this movie, as I said, is the writing team and the tone that I imagine that they're going to make this in, which is I do think they're going to go for this kind of comedy style tone, the kind of Birds of Prey humor. One doesn't fit the Flashpoint story, doesn't fit that kind of story at all, really. But
They
like,
said they're
secondly,
taking inspiration from the Flashpoint. They're not doing it like panel for panel here. They're just taking
True.
ideas from it. So
they're taking ideas from it.
The
But
idea
I
is
mean,
They're
rebooting.
using it to reboot their universe. That's what they're using it for.
Yeah, and
That's
if that's the only purpose of the movie's going to be trash. You know what I'm saying? If that
but
is
that's
the
what they're
only
doing.
thing this movie's going to be, which is
Yeah.
scary to think that.
That's why.
and also,
That's why I
you've
was
got to
like,
think
they should just cancel
what are
this
the-
movie altogether and just reboot the universe from scratch. Just start with a whole new casting, start from scratch, and build these characters up to make a Justice League movie where they fight like Brainiac or some shit. Like they just need to
We gotta
reboot
wait 15
completely.
years. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be dead.
Well, I don't.
Yeah,
I,
it's true. I will be probably as well. Yeah.
I don't think they do have to reboot, but like I don't think the Flash movie is necessary. I think if they had have let Zack Snyder's movie come out, by the end of it, they would have realized Flash is actually quite popular, and that in fact people like him. So they could have gone from there, and from the actual Zack Snyder movie, from where he's left at the end of the Zack Snyder movie, people would have just gone and seen a Flash solo movie just on the basis of that. They really would have. I think it's the same kind of thing. I mean, think about it. Aquaman made $1 billion just coming out of the Joss Whedon cut.
Yeah, because people like Jason Momoa.
But,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, no, but
Yeah,
they
he
were
was the draw card for that
they
movie.
were introduced to him in the Joss Whedon cut, and it made $1 billion out of that. So imagine what Flash
I
would have
think
made
also that
coming
was
out
James Wan.
out of Zack Snyder's movie.
I think that
So
was
again.
that had a lot to do with the Aquaman
Yeah.
had a like fantastic trailer. Like
Yeah,
the trailer
that
made
too.
it look
James
so good.
Wan. James
Yeah,
Wan,
but
Jason
it-
Momoa. The action looked good, and also was bright and colorful, and it wasn't a dumpster
Got
fire
good word of mouth.
like Justice League was. This is the problem, and it had good word of mouth. It had legs because of word of mouth. This is why it was a popular thing. It had nothing to do with Snyder's vision. Anybody that puts credit on Snyder, except for hiring Jason Momoa for the Justice League, that's the only thing he gets credit for. Everything in Aquaman 2 is not based on the Snyderverse whatsoever. It's completely different. There's no sonar shit under the water. People just talk like normal humans do underwater. Like they didn't do any of that crap. James Wan is the
I don't understand.
Is the direct reason why that movie is good. That's it.
No. I think you're missing my point here. What I'm saying is when you introduce a character, right, in another movie, much like Civil War or Black Panther, right?
Yeah.
You introduce that character in another movie, then the next movie, people are already introduced to him, and they're either like, we like this character or we don't like this character. I am shocked that people came out of Justice League thinking, I think this Aquaman's quite cool, and gave Aquaman a chance. Yeah, I know the trailer was awesome, but if he was really like, people didn't like him in Justice League, that movie wouldn't have made $1 billion. It was a synergy between both of those kind of things that people had seen him, been introduced, liked him, and then the trailer dropped and they thought the trailer was awesome. You compare that to Shazam, not introduced in a former movie, it doesn't do half as well as Aquaman did. So I'm saying, from what happened at the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League, whether you like the movie or not, the people liked the Flash on what he did at the end of that movie, and I think that would have led on to a bigger box office in terms of a Flash solo movie. But instead, what Warner Brothers are doing a Flash movie that's erasing everything that he's done before and erasing that whole universe that he's come from. And I think that's the fucking stupid thinking, to be honest.
Well, I'll say this. In my honest opinion, and this has to go with before Justice League and how they should have done it. In my honest opinion, Flash doing something like, which was cool, using the Speed Force that early in Justice League, if Zack cut was released, was kind of jumping the gun. Because I think Flash learning how to use the Speed Force would have been better to do in his solo films and beyond. But him learning it solo film, then for the team up film, he takes its ability and it ends up being useful. Just how the quantum realm was introduced in Ant-Man, and then it became later useful for Endgame. And And for this Flash film, right? Ezra Miller will not be the draw. I think the cameos, just like how Spider-Man No Way Home and Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, the cameos is the real reason we're here. I mean, Flash is cool. Don't get me wrong. I want to see this Flash film. I think it is going to be serious. I feel Andy Muschietti. I may have not like It Chapter 2. I did like Mother and I did like It 1. I kind of feel like he may do a quick, like, little 180 on this character. I feel like he's going to have this character do kind of a 180 as far as personality goes and stuff, and just be like, you know, we're going to have you do something different, Ezra. We're not going to have you be the quirky, weird, little nerdy, you know, guy you was in the Justice League cut. You know.
So I feel
like Andy Muschietti might be all like, let's do a 180. Because, and another thing. This is the biggest thing I need to help this movie, to help it. Reverse Flash needs to be the villain. I don't care what differences you do to Flashpoint. Reverse Flash needs to be the villain of this film. Because from what Andy Muschietti described at DC Fandom, he said this story has a lot to do with his mother, Batman's mother, and just the theme of mothers in general. What we know of Reverse Flash in the comics, I believe,
another BVS.
Isn't Reverse Flash the one who keeps on killing Barry's mother? So Barry becomes Flash. So Reverse Flash needs to be in this film. And I heard those rumors back in the day that it was supposed to be a female Reverse Flash. I hope it's a male, and I hope they get Tony Starr to play Reverse Flash. I think Reverse Flash needs to be in this film. He has to be in this film. He will be a very compelling villain for this film.
You raised an interesting
villain has to be
point.
The villain has to be a speedster. No Mirror Master, Ice. Who's that freezing dude? Ice guy? No. The hero needs to be a speedster. The villain needs to be a speedster.
Well, the Thinker is in Suicide Squad, so, you know, can't have him.
We know it's not going to be the Thinker. You raised a really interesting point. What do you guys think? And this is I'm going to wrap this up as the last question. But what do you guys think if they do make Mirror Master a woman?
Mirror Master?
It failed in the Flash series, so it's a failure in the movies.
It's awful, honestly. I've stopped watching that show because her character was just so bland and boring.
Okay.
Wait, they made Mirror
Master. I haven't seen that.
They made Mirror Master a woman in the CW.
Yeah. What are you saying, K-Dot?
No, I didn't know they made Mirror Master a woman in the Flash show. That's why, Nerdman, when I heard those rumors of a potential female Mirror Master or Reverse Flash that was female, I was already all put by Mirror Master being the villain of this story, because with Flashpoint, you need to be Reverse Flash. It has to be him as the villain. I don't care what changes they make. Reverse Flash has to be the villain of this story. He has to be the villain of the story.
Even if Reverse Flash is female?
I don't want it to be female. I want it to be male. No. I already picked out the perfect guy to play Reverse Flash. Tony Starr, who played Homeland.
Yeah. I think most people want
He's a New Zealander.
He's
Thank
perfect.
you. Kiwi.
No one cares about his nationality. No one.
Just like no one cares about Margot Robbie being Australian.
Every time a New Zealander is
I don't care that she's Australian. I just care that she's good.
I don't enjoy turning characters.
You don't go to the movies and go, oh, who's Australian? I'm going to go watch this movie because this person's Australian. No, I look up what the story's about and see if it's interesting. Then I go to the movies. I don't care who the national.
I'm going to be completely honest. I do that bit because it's good to support your local films being made.
Taika Waititi isn't local. He lives in America. He pays American taxes.
Yeah, well, I thought he lived in Australia, dude.
Nerdman. To answer your question, I'm not a fan of turning any character that's been a man or a woman for 60 plus years into a different sex. I just why would you turn Black Canary into a man? You could do it. Why would you turn Mirror Master into a woman when he's been a man for what's it been, 60, 65 years? I wouldn't mind it because I'm not a huge Mirror Master fan, but if I was, I would be pissed about it. Just don't make your own characters or use a different female villain. And if you can't write a compelling female villain, don't make that villain. I can't stand when they try to change the sex and the race for no reason. Make your own or make a different one. Because if you turned a woman character into a man, people would lose their shit.
Yeah. Totally. It's like turning Harley Quinn into a man. People would be pissed.
Oh, Black Panther.
Hey, what's up, dude?
White
At the
Panther.
bottom, we never met.
So yeah, I mean, again, do you have anything to say about that, Lantern? Like in terms of like this idea of turning Reverse Flash into a woman? Do you think it's going to impact like box office or?
I don't think they're going to do that. No, I don't think they're going to do that at all. He's going to be a white dude.
That is the rumor. That is the rumor. But I mean, in general, I hope what K. Dot. Yeah, go on.
I think just how you brought up.
Oh, sorry, man.
Just how Nerdman brought up. In my honest opinion, please, I hope the freaking Flash TV show fans see reason and say something. If they show us a female Reverse Flash in the trailer, I hope some of the Flash fans, even the TV fans, be all like, "What the fuck is this?" And they say some shit like they really are. I'm not saying try to take the whole movie down, but say something.
You mean another Snyder cult? Another Snyder cult?
Not a Snyder cult, but like I just hope fans actually stick up for it. Just how fans are sticking up against a black Superman.
But dude, the studios are making the dumbest decisions ever right now. They're looking at what's popular, the feds, and they're like, hey, let's do this and incorporate it into our movie. That's why we're getting all these garbage DC bullshit. The Flash movie is probably going to go and shit all over Snyder. I'm just being honest. But, like, if they go and change or just change any gender character, like you said, write a compelling character if that's what you want to do. Don't go and take something that's been beloved for 50 years or whatever, or more than that, and go and just basically it's like pissing all over it. Like Butcher does to a grave in one of the Boys comics, That's exactly what it's like. It's like someone going, fuck this. And just pissing all over the bloody grave.
Dude, plus
shout out to Butcher.
Dude, Eobard is such a cool name, man. And if it's a woman, then you can't have a woman named Eobard.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Right, exactly.
Come on, that's a dope name, dude.
They'll probably call her Elena or something.
I mean,
Elizabeth.
I mean,
yeah.
Just like I hope K. Dot is right about what he's saying about like the tone and because I think Andy Muschietti is a good director. I really do like him as a director. But my worry again is the Birds of Prey writer. Will she be tempered by Andy Muschietti? Will she be able to deliver the kind of quality of film that Andy Muschietti is capable of on a script level? That's the main concern for me here with that. And I'm also kind of thinking, is this going to piss off the Snyder fans? Because again, no matter what you want to say about it,
Snyder fans, let's be honest.
That's true, but like if they do try and use this as a kind of vehicle to just wipe out the Snyderverse, whatever you want to say about the Snyder fans, the biggest box office films so far within the DCU, apart from Aquaman and Joker, have been actually Snyder films. Unfortunately, somebody must be watching them, and they are reaching 800, like 600, 800 million. If you count like Wonder Woman in that kind of Snyderish verse as well.
No. You only count films directed by Snyder as successful Snyder films. Wonder Woman was directed by Patty Jenkins and not written by Snyder at all. It might have taken the Wonder Woman from Snyder's BVS, but she advanced that character beyond what he had in BVS, and she goes backwards in the Snyder cut.
Exactly.
That's facts.
He's only a producer. He's only a producer on that film.
This is the truth of that. And the same thing, you can't say apart from Aquaman. Apart from Aquaman, etc. No, Aquaman made $1 billion. It's the only movie to make $1 billion. And it wasn't because of Snyder. Again, it was because of James Wan and the writers on that movie. And Jeff Johns. Exactly.
I completely agree with that, but I do think there's been a downward slide in the DCEU because people
it ended with Justice League, and now it can go back up again.
Hopefully, I hope that. I really do. You might think you might. You might think.
Look at the small little.
You might think from what I'm saying that I'm some kind of Snyder Brody. I am not in the slightest.
No, that's how I could tell Blanton isn't a Snyder buddy, because he just went, "Oh, I've heard this before. I'm not going to go get triggered out of my mind." Yeah.
No. All I'm saying is like pissing off a big part of your fan base. I'm concerned about the box office on the basis of that. I think if they do things too radical with that Flashpoint storyline, plus use it as an attempt to wipe out something that like certain fans, like the hardcore fans of the DCEU, at least I don't know, 40% of them are like Snyder fans, then you're gonna run into some trouble. That's all I'm saying in terms of that film. I hope it's what K-Dot says though, because I think that will be.
I don't think they can, man. Like and with that article and those direct questions, I think they don't want that toxic fan base in their.
It's not about want. It's about business.
They can always make. They can always make new fans. No, they can always make new fans. And
it's not that easy.
We're talking about. I know we're talking about movie. It is actually. We're talking about movies right now, right? But look at this slate. Look at all the different things that are on this slate. They all hit a quadrant. This is what DC's doing. They're diversifying their quadrants to make these movies. Yeah, it's not. They're not just relying on movies here. They're relying on games. They're relying on TV shows. They're expanding their quadrants to make up for losses if they have them in other areas, because they do not care. Dude, Anne made it very clear. Snyder had his trilogy. They're done, right? And then she even mentioned that they got death threats to executives in that very article. They are done with this toxic fan base, man. They'll cut their losses. They do not care. They obviously they find the monetary loss acceptable to get rid of these toxic people that get talked about constantly, like because they're putting restore the Snyderverse on the death notices and stuff. Like this is the people they just don't want to have anything to do with anymore, and they'll take the box office loss to hit these other quadrants to do away with these people. Because
I understand. And look.
That's what you do with a cancer. That's what you do with a cancer. You cut it out, and sometimes you have to cut out the good tissue at the same time. That's what the financial loss is. They're willing to sacrifice that to get rid of these toxic people. Yeah. And I don't blame them, to be honest. These people are cancerous.
K-Dot, man.
Wow, that was quick. That was quick. He got in his Flash costume real quick.
Oh, it's the ugly Flash costume with the non-white on the chest. No,
get that out of here. Be Flash.
That's the TV show Flash. I think,
it is. It's the CW. It's the CW. Yeah. I know, right?
All right, man.
Can you believe that but can you believe that this is actually the Flash costume that they go and sell to people? That's
same exact thing. Am I watching the episode of the show right now?
Hey, nerd man.
I don't know what's going on.
He's got to do that $6 million.
Philosophical pickle.
I'll go a step further. I predict that DC or that WB. I'm not going to say they're going to sell the rights, which they should sell the rights to the live action movies. But I don't think they're going to be making. They're not going to be making DC movies in 10 or 15 years. It'll be dead. It'll be done. People are going to get tired of it. We're getting, and the only reason
they're on the precipice now. There's people that are passionate about. Hang on, there are people that are passionate about comics now that are over comic book movies. There are people that read comics. I read comics. I'm over comic book movies. But there's nothing original left.
That's because it's the same studios who are doing it. But once we get more Invincibles and The Boys and Kingsman, we're gonna get. There are so many. There are so many stories that you can do with super. There are millions of superpowers that they could do. Millions of different combinations of characters. It's just because these two studios have a monopoly on it. I think that Marvel, they'll be going strong for another 20 years. But I think DC, they're going to die in about 10 years. And the reason that their box office were so good with Nerdman, you said their Zack Snyder movies made so much money, is because those first years, 2013, 2014, people were so hungry for DC movies. Yeah. And then now we're tired of it. It's like, okay, that one wasn't good. I'll give this one a chance. That one wasn't good. We'll give this one a chance. Okay, that one was kind of good. Okay, this one was terrible. Now we're at a point where we don't care anymore. We're not hungry for it anymore.
We've had the Snyder Cut, which was the same movie, just with extra scenes. Wonder Woman 84, which was a dog shit, right? Then and it was terrible, and then like that's the last of DC that we've had now. Like that's
WB
it.
needs to WB
A
can
mediocre
make the
film
animated movies
and that people call a masterpiece. It's not, and a dog shit film. That's what the last two DC movies that we've had. So like, this is like where we're at. And now we're gonna get Flash in the second movie doing Flashpoint.
Dude, I love WB.
By the way, what we're
movie.
gonna do is we're gonna go around and do like our final thoughts on like what we've discussed so far in terms of the DCEU and box office and where we think it's gonna be at. We're gonna start with K Dot and Lantern.
Both of us at the same time.
Yeah, talk at the same time.
I'll go first. I don't really care. I think we can all agree on one thing: is that the Jews got to go. The Jews have got to go here. All right.
What the fuck?
Man, we got Eric Carter in here.
I'll see you later. I'm out. Peace.
MSK.
Did you strike a blow for the white man that night?
MSK left, so he's got to make a controversial. Like he's got to say something controversial because MSK left. So,
dude, just to say as well, this channel is a friend to the Jews, and
no anti-Semitism.
We do also. There is no.
Look, if people can't get satire and sarcasm, right? This is the problem with the world today: is people have lost the ability to interpret satire and sarcasm. Everything is literally this, literally Hitler. Like,
all right.
You triggered people that are watching this right now. I'm talking about you. Go do something with your life.
We've already lost 4 viewers. Okay.
I am Jewish. I am Jewish.
I'm 1% European Jew. It counts.
There you go.
I've got the blood of God's people inside of me.
2% Navajo Indian as well. Okay.
Oh man, there you go.
I'm Native American.
There you go. You can literally claim
the
just
world
like
is turned into Sheldon. I'm not
Warren
and PC.
Huh?
All right, so Lantern, what are your actual final thoughts?
Final thoughts?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, all these DC movies under Hamada, I hope they do good. He knows how to make movies for cheap, so it's not like these movies are going to be like financial failures here. They're all going to make a little bit of money, and that's all you can hope for. All right, and Batman's going to kill it. Batman's going to kill it and save the world, and we're all going to live happily ever after.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I'll respond to that in my final thoughts. I
gotta go though. I gotta go. Sign 20, which means it's 420 somewhere. So I gotta
no
go.
problem, man. Thanks,
All
man.
right.
Thanks for.
Peace out, guys.
You were great, man. You were great.
It was great talking to everybody.
Catch you later.
Good meeting you, Lantern.
Peace, man.
I'll say this. Out of all these films we just looked at, out of all the films we've seen, going off just the films, the biggest earners I see is going to be Black Adam, The Batman, Static Shock, and Flashpoint, and that's about it. Out of the biggest earners that have potential to do something great, I think these films will be the films where everyone's going to be talking about them, especially Flashpoint, especially with what it needs to do. And I did want to say this real quick, Nerdman. In my honest opinion, I think they will reboot, but I don't think they'll make it clear enough. I don't think they'll make it clear. I think they're gonna like do like a weird thing where they're gonna wipe stuff. But I think at Fandom, when they do the Fandom again for 2022, they need Walter Hamada needs to stand up, talk and say what is gone, what stays, and all that stuff, because that's what they need to do. And in my opinion, someone like Walter and Sardoff need to get up, stand in front of a crowd, and tell us and be brave and just tell us like it is. We need
a word on Cavill and stuff.
Yeah, they're too scared to say things. They just need to be open and honest. That's all they need to do, and we can move on. Be open and be honest. That's all.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%, man. Pickle.
My final. I'm just gonna rank the movies that I think are gonna make the least to the most. I think Batgirl, that's going to make the least. Zatanna, then Blue Beetle, then Shazam 2. We didn't even mention this, but I think there's no reasoning, no logic here. I just have a gut feeling that Static Shock is going to be a huge surprise. $600 to $700 million. I just have a feeling Michael B producing it. I think they're going to have some good trailers. People like the cartoon. Static Shock is going to do good. Then Black Superman, Suicide Squad, Batman, Black Adam, Aquaman 2. Now, I didn't even mention it. If the trailers of Aquaman 2 are very Amber Heard heavy, if they show that, I'll let you get back to it in a second. If they show Amber Heard in the trailers a lot, and if she's in the advertising, I think Aquaman's gonna go down. People will not watch that movie. It'll be 600 to 700 million. If they replace her, if she's not in it at all, which I think she is in it, but even if they kind of minimize her and she's only in a couple scenes, like she gets taken prisoner and she's off screen most of the movie, it's going to get close to $1 billion, maybe even more than last time, especially if they focus on the Aquaman Black Manta rivalry. If you guys don't know, Aquaman is my favorite DC character. Everyone's hating on him. You can fuck off. Aquaman rocks. Jason Momoa's Aquaman doesn't rock. I don't give a fuck about the future of DC. Like I just said, I think they're going to die in a few years. And I think the Batman's going to be really good. And all I can hope for is that we can just get at least one good movie at a time. But I don't trust WB, and I think WB should sell the rights to the live-action DC property to somebody who knows what they're doing. And even though Kevin Feige loves to make money, he loves to eat up that money. He does care about the characters and the fans at least a little bit.
I don't want Disney
really.
See,
I don't want Disney having anything to do with a DC, bro. And I don't really.
I'm saying they need someone who cares.
Honestly, I don't see any studio that much better, to be fair. Like Warner Brothers, Universal. What studios are really that much better? Maybe Netflix. I don't know, but or
I don't know.
I don't even trust Netflix. I don't even trust Netflix. They throw money at anything.
Maybe Touchstone Studios.
Yeah. K-Dot, did you want to say something before I let Paul?
I want to add Aquaman 2 to my list since the first film did make $1 billion, but if they recast it, I hope the rumors are true. If they recast it, Emilia Clarke with Amber Heard, the movie is safe to move forward. If Amber Heard is in the movie, just like Pickle said, and it's no ifs, ands, or buts, that movie will fail because Amber Heard's in there and the drama around her. People may not know about the drama yet, but when those trailers ramp up, there's going to be people making articles like, ew, Amber Heard is in Aquaman 2. She's toxic. And then articles and stuff going to come out. Probably people talking about on the news and stuff. There's people talking about it now. But not everyone is really checking for it like we are. But when those trailers come out and Amber Heard's in it, Amber Heard's about to get dragged through the mud. And James Wan may have to take an L. Hopefully he decides to recast. I hope James Wan is being intelligent and recast her. He just has, please.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you my thoughts on that whole Amber Heard situation at the end. But yeah, I broadly speaking agree with everything you guys are saying here. Paul?
Yeah, I genuinely agree with Aquaman 2, the thoughts behind Amber Heard. So I heard Turd. I don't need to say more on that one. I think the biggest moneymaker obviously is Batman, even though I don't think it's like the hype beast that everyone's making it out to be. Maybe closer if we get like with more trailers, it might be a little bit more of a hype around it. But at the moment, it's kind of like it's another Batman film. That's the general consensus that I feel anyway. The Flash is an iffy thing that's going to rely on a trailer. We're going to have to see Reverse Flash is in it. That's going to all depend on a lot of things. That movie that has a lot of moving parts. It's not simple like the Batman where it's just the Riddler and him basically doing some sort of dark version of like a Seven style like Batman movie or more of the greatest detective. So that's an issue there. I think we didn't talk about Batgirl too much. I think that's a miss movie. I think Blue Beetle is a miss movie. I think like the argument you just made earlier about like like Aquaman being in a Snyder cut first and then having his own movie is what launched his sort of thing. This is the same argument I made for Blue Beetle. I don't think this thing stands on its own. I think you need to have him introduced in some other capacity to make him like acceptable to the audience. I think Blue Beetle's a hard thing to get behind. Other than that, the other movies are just, I don't know. I'm in a place now where I'm just like, I prefer original ideas with movies, or like movies that make you think, like Tenet, for instance. So like I like original concepts. So comic book movies seem to be all the same to me these days. So it's really, and like I'm a comic book lover, so I hate to think how the normies are thinking about this right now. So that's why I think the MCU really does succeed over that, because it has that trust now where people will just go see an MCU movie with their friends because they know they're going to have a good time generally. Whereas Warner Brothers, you don't know what you're going to get. Like sometimes you get a visually stunning film with an interesting story like Aquaman, and sometimes you get a complete mess like BVS where you're like,
I was so with you until you said Aquaman, but anyway, okay.
Or you get like that's the other movie. So we had Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman 84, and the Snyder Cut. They're the last three movies that we've had from Warner Brothers. So this is where we're at. We're at the bottom. Philosophical pickles, right? We're scraping at the bottom of the barrel now with these terrible things. And I do agree with K-Dot. It's like if they really wanted to pump a diverse character, they should have moved Static Shock up. And they should have pumped that, because I'm I watched that when I was a kid and I loved that show. When I was like that cartoon, they should pump the hell out of that. People who are 90s kids like that show. The people my age now would go see a movie for Static Shock. Like that's the diverse character they can really pump, because it has an IP already. Like Black Beetle is someone no one knows because it hasn't had a cut. Like it's had he's shown up in like different cartoon movies and in like Deep Justice League cut stuff. But like Static Shock is a standalone character they could have just literally pumped, right, as the diverse character. And it really confuses me the way Warner Brothers is doing this Black Superman thing when they could have just literally gone, Static Shock has moved up. We're going to make that their first movie coming out the gate after the Flash or whatever. And I think people would have got behind it. It's a shame. That's my opinion on it, though.
Yeah, I mean, great stuff, guys. I mean, all around, love the passion from everyone on this episode. I mean, in general, it's just confusing to me. I think that the DC is in a really precarious place, and I just need to see like what happens next. I have very, very bad feelings about it. I have bad feelings about the direction like Hamada wants to take things in. I feel like this multiverse is a mess. I feel like the multiverse is an excuse to just make these kind of cheap solo movies that maybe they can make a little bit of profit out of. And then drop, something like the Batman, which will be like the bigger movie. But I don't see it moving in a direction towards a kind of either cohesive universe or towards event movies like a Justice League. And that's where the problem really, really lies for me. Because without that, all you're going to do is have, big success here and then a complete flop. And, with things like Blue Beetle, I think they're going to be really shocked. With things like Batgirl, especially if tonally and the script isn't there and they can't afford the talent because all the talent is going to Marvel because they know that their careers will be launched by being in Marvel movies, that, DC is going to be in a bind there. And so I don't know, again, we'll have to see. We'll have to play the waiting game with this. I do think the Batman is going to be really, really successful. What I hope is that they see when the Batman is successful that maybe they should make movies like that. Maybe they should look for directors and kind of people who want to approach the films like that in kind of interesting and novel ways, rather than trying to, I don't know, do some weird Marvel phase 2 ripoff where they're trying to like bring in random characters that, where DC hasn't built up the trust in their brand to be able to start doing those kind of huge leaps yet. So that's my thoughts on it, basically in a nutshell. Kiwi, did you get to speak or?
Kiwi is no longer with us.
If Kiwi is no longer with us, dude, I really wish I could go into some of these comments. There's a lot here.
Yeah.
A random one, I don't know. Nerdman, but not with keeping the same actor, director, screenwriter. Yes, but not. I don't know what that's relating to. Pickle, they didn't see Aquaman, so I don't think it has that much effect.
That was from a long time ago. I forgot what we were talking about.
Yeah, let's just go down and see if there's anything more relevant here. Blue Beetle will make decent money, but not what it expects. I doubt it's going to make that much money. Dude, Kiwi man, do you want to finish off to say your thoughts on the DCEU? Let me see. While you're talking, I can see if I can find some comments that are worth responding to at this point. Go, Kiwi.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Sure. All right.
Still wrap up thoughts on the DCEU and the
basically, as everyone knows, DC is only in this thing for the money. Have we got lag? Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
You hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
No.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
What the hell's happening here?
Fix your internet, man. Seriously,
Hello?
you've got like a lag of death.
Oh, you can't hear me? You can hear me?
We can all hear you. We can all
We can all hear you.
hear you.
You can?
Unfortunately, yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
I forgive you, Kiwi.
Is this some kind of ironic?
He has nothing to say.
Some kind of like ironic flash kind of like reference or something. Being late.
He's dressed as the Flash, but he's moving so slow. Is that the?
Yeah.
He's trapped in the
Guys, Kiwi is only human. Okay, he's only human.
He's only a wee boy. He's only a wee boy. So we have to forgive him. Are you? Can? Dude, just speak, because even if you're lagging, you basically will hear you. You're wrapping up.
DC
so
is
just wrap
only
up.
about the money. The production crew and team.
This guy is so sweet. I don't know what to do with him. Such a darling. Okay, guys, you know what?
In the wrong context, that sounds very weird.
I feel like that says it all, really.
This guy's so
that was
sweet.
when Warren was referring to about keeping the same actor from previous conversation.
Okay, you can hear me? You can hear me? Okay.
All right, guys.
All right.
Do you know what? Remember,
with DC, all they care about is the production. They only care about the money. There's 4 quadrants they want to meet.
He sounds like a
Marvel, on the
demon.
other hand, has figured out a way to please the fan.
He stopped again because he heard you trying to wrap up. That's hilarious.
Oh, he's way behind us.
He is way behind in the lag. He is lagging.
all
hard.
right.
Okay.
All right, dude. He's moving so fast, like Drax in Infinity War.
Pretty much.
Oh man.
So, guys,
That's
you know
good.
what, dudes? This has been great, man. It's been there's been a lot of passion. And I've really enjoyed the conversation with you guys. Thanks for coming on. K-Dot, are you still there? No, he's gone. All right.
I am
dropping like flies, man.
Here, I have to hit mute real quick while I'm here.
No, it's all right, man. Just thanks. I wanted to thank you all for coming on, man. It's been really, fun. I wish we could have got through to all of the films. I kind of overbooked this a little bit. This particular stream, I thought none of you would come on because nobody cares about me, but everyone came on. You were like, yeah, and then I was like, oh, I can't say, but again,
it's all about sharing that love, man. That's that's something that came out of this drama in the last week. Everyone wants to share the love, so
yeah. But yeah, you all kept it respectful, even though there was like however many people on the stream, and we had some great conversations anyway. So thanks so much, guys. Please do like, comment, subscribe. K Dot has a channel. Paul has a channel. Please subscribe to them as well for great content. Philosophical Pickle has a channel, obviously, and as well. So please subscribe to all these guys. They do great stuff on their channel. And apart from that, do you want to say goodbye, guys?
Yeah. Subscribe to Philosophical Pickle, man. I stream with the Nerd Man almost every Friday. I do crazy, dumb shit on my channel, comic book stuff. Peace out from me.
He also accepts cash and credit cards.
No, I take no fee.
For services rendered. Anyway.
No fee.
Famous last words. Anyway, K Dot, man.
Well, as you guys know, I'm SSJ Sanctum. If you want to check me out, come subscribe to my channel. And I had a great time here. I had time to kill with all the guys. I'll be on MSK stream later. Hopefully Nerdman will be there, and hopefully Paul will be there too. Hopefully.
A time to kill.
But I'll catch you guys later.
Peace. All right, Paul, man.
Yeah, you can catch me on my YouTube channel, Halogen Helix, which is the name right there at the bottom of the screen. I do podcasts at night Australian time, which is somewhat early morning on the East Coast, and then on the West it's like late night. Depends on how long we go for, whether they're up. I have a comic book friend on, Road Comics, who'll come on. I have Tyler when he fixes the internet, and we usually just talk topics of the week. This week we're talking Invincible. We're doing a season review of that. We're doing a review of Nobody, the movie, and we're going to talk about Black Superman a little bit more, and we're going to talk about we're going to talk about we're going to talk about Bad Batch as well. Yeah, so the first episode. So we've got a
Did you strike a blow for the white man that night?
What? Sorry.
I'm going to strike a blow for the white man, absolutely. Warner Brothers is doing that for me as we speak by announcing this movie. They're already striking blows against the white man.
All right, go. I'm sorry. Go on, man. Sorry, finish.
No, that's it. So yeah, come check it out if you have the time. Come subscribe, like the channel, and follow all the other guys that are on here and girls if they come on. It's all good. Share the love and enjoy the nerdum, and as we talk stupid topics about stupid characters that don't really mean anything.
Exactly.
Real conversations about fake shit, baby.
Pretty much.
Exactly, and it's super important. Remember that. And apart from that, guys,
don't take your real world politics from pop culture. That's all I'll say.
Exactly.
Zinger.
And take. Anyway, I can't even go. All right, guys, I'm gonna see you.
I know, get him. See?
Yeah, exactly. Like, subscribe, comment. I'm gonna see you on the flip side, and I love you 3000. Peace.
Deuces.
Peace.